Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Global Killing. Skills automatically upgrade SSs in seconds. Chapter 21. Hu, ha, ha, ha. As for Zhu Yanghong, Chen Yu was quite surprised. He thought that Zhu Yanghong would be scared to death like the other two. Unexpectedly, he survived, but his expression was not very good-looking. His head was covered with cold sweat, his eyes were as big as copper bells, his mouth kept panting heavily, and his chest heaved up and down. It looks like he has just passed the test of life and death. Looking at the picture that suddenly changed again in front of him, Zhu Yanghong couldn't tell what was reality, what was fantasy, and what was a dream. Chaos, a mess in my mind, like paste. Zhu Yanghong is going crazy. Had he known this earlier, he would never have had Chen Emu's idea anyway. How is this different from dying? You, what kind of skill do you have? Zhu Yanghong knew that he would die today. At least before he died, he wanted to find out how he died. I don't want to die without knowing why. In response, Chen Yu responded with actions, raised his right arm high, spread his 5 fingers, and the power of thunder surged, densely packed with electric lines. Snapped. The moment it hit the ground, it left a scorched black mark. That lightning spear is 7 or 8 meters long and half a meter thick. It can be increased, but it is not necessary. With a little force, the force is like a broken bamboo. The light of thunder is extremely dazzling. Zhu Yanghong squinted his eyes, unable to open them at all. He remembered that Wang Mao could also do this kind of move, but in terms of power and appearance, it couldn't be compared with Chen Yu at all, and he didn't even have the qualification to carry shoes. And many more. Could it be? Ah! The thunder pierced through his chest, sending out hundreds of electric lines, beating wildly. The flesh and blood were charred inch by inch, until the internal organs completely died. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Shield Wall, which is automatically upgraded to the SSS level Devouring Shield. Growth skills. Chen Yu was very pleased. The skill can summon a shield, which is not an ordinary shield. When the player or zombie monster reaches the killing point, they can use the killing effect of the Devouring Shield to devour it. After devouring, attribute gains can be randomly obtained, and growth is unlimited. Just this setting of ignoring any defensive skills and directly beheading is already extremely perverted, not to mention, it can also acquire attributes and grow without limit. In addition, Chen Yu also looted more than a dozen kill points from the 3 of them. It can be said that the harvest is full. How can this blame Chen Yu for being bloodthirsty? It is obvious that they came here to die on their own initiative. The skills are all delivered to hand, how can there be no reason not to accept them? 3 minutes later, the daily task will be released soon, players please get ready. Another task. Is this task issued so diligently? It's just a complaint, not a complaint. Chen Yu is eager to have more opportunities like this. There are rewards, why not take them? As for why the task is not released immediately, the high probability is to give the player time to solve the matter at hand, right? Kill what you should kill, run what you should run. Taking advantage of this time, Chen Yu opened the regional chat channel to pass the time and learn about the situation at the same time. As soon as I opened it, I saw someone swiping the screen. Anyone who encounters this kid, report it to our Blood Wolf Guild immediately, there will be a big reward. Attach picture. Click on the photo and enlarge it. No matter how Chen Yu is, he will not be so confused that he cannot recognize himself. I also want to know why the Blood Wolf Guild offered a reward to myself. Nothing more than 2. Either avenge the dead members of the Blood Wolf Guild. Either they want to invite themselves to join the Blood Wolf Guild. Chen Yu hoped that it would be the first one, so that he could justifiably kill the entire Blood Wolf Guild. That's right, it's justified. But he prefers the second one. Since they can find the own photo, it means that they have understood the situation at that time, and there is no reason to come to make an enemy of him, which will only increase the casualties. Do you want to join the Blood Wolf Guild? Naturally impossible. Chen Yu doesn't want to carry burdens, not even one, let alone a group. Moreover, what are the benefits to me of joining this kind of guild? Not at all. Can the chairman give up his seat so easily? Don't give up your seat, let yourself be a cow and a horse for him, and let him be ordered. What a joke. If he really dares to order himself, Chen Yu will definitely make his head fall to the ground immediately. It's 3 minutes. Didn't see any valuable chat content at all. When entering, it is refreshing the screen, and when exiting, it is still refreshing the screen. Looking at the crazy display of candid own photos, it feels weird. Withdraw your mind and put it on the system panel. Collection task. Please collect food with a meat content of not less than 1 catty within 2 hours. In Chen Mu's view, this kind of task is very reasonable. While exercising the player's killing ability, it also takes care of the ability to collect food. Let those who want to avoid the war have an extra way of life. In order to reduce the difficulty of the task, the system also specially marked several resource points. Chen Mu confirmed with the previously obtained city resource map that the coordinates are correct and there is indeed food. There are only 3 coordinate points, so one can imagine how fierce the competition will be. Then, look for the nearest place where meat may appear. A playground. On the map, food resources are divided into 5 levels: S, A, B, C, and D. The playground is rated C, which is higher than the first level rating given by the system for the 3 coordinate points. The most important thing is that the distance is close enough. When Chen Mu turns around, he can see the abandoned Ferris wheel that has stopped turning, and the roller coaster railway. He locked his eyes on the Ferris wheel and teleported in. His eyes widened. He didn't expect to see 2 white bones covered in spider webs and dust. They cuddled tightly and clenched their fingers tightly. They seemed to be lovers. Even if it is killing the world, it is impossible for this thing to live, it will only be turned into ashes. But to be on the safe side, Chen Mu still set a fire. Before the fire grows, go to the window, look at the ground, and teleport there. The feet land on the ground smoothly, and the sense of security is doubled. This is much better than staying in a rickety Ferris wheel that may fall at any time. Boom! With a loud noise, the cockpit of the Ferris wheel that Chen Mu was waiting for just now fell straight down. The connection itself was very rusty, and it was under the sudden pressure of Chen Mu, so it cracked and fell off, which was perfectly normal. Chen Mu is very curious, how long has this world been deserted? Can the collected food be eaten? Or is there no expiration date here? The map only marks the approximate location, not the exact location. Chen Mu could only wander around to see if he could find a warehouse or something. Not long after, he came to a place called the Clown Circus. Classic red and white colorway. Because it is a cloth wall, it is full of holes and even claw marks. The huge plastic clown head hanging on the door has faded due to the wind and rain, and after flowing and solidifying, it has become much more ferocious. Open, the hands covered with white gloves, don't seem to want to hug, more like they are going to strangle everyone who comes here. A place that was supposed to bring joy to people, but now it seems that the overall style is more like a haunted house. For some reason, Chen Mu always felt that the clown's eyes were more realistic than other places. Staring at it directly, it is inevitable to feel a sudden chill down the spine. However, Chen Mu's trip was to collect food and complete tasks, and he didn't have much interest in this clown circus. Turning around, he was about to leave, but in the next second, a crisis sensor was triggered. Turn around and move faster. Thud Thump backed out 3 or 4 steps, just in time to see, the clown actually came back to life. He stretched out his huge arms and opened his white gloves, wanting to pinch and hold Chen Mu. This is thanks to the danger perception skill. Otherwise, it is estimated that it will be difficult to escape. Actually pretending to be a signboard to deceive people. Chen Mu raised his hand, swiped his fingertips upwards, and cut the signboard in half. It landed with a bang. However, it was discovered that it was just an ordinary clown signboard, a dead object, carved from wood. Call out, call out, call out. In the next second, 3 flying daggers shot out towards Chen Mu through the door curtain full of holes. They were all avoided by him with the ghost movement technique. Boom, 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 the sound of metal clanging. Looking back, the 3 flying daggers were easily inserted into the roadside sign. A wrist-thick iron rod is pierced on both sides. If this hits the body, the consequences can be imagined. That clown was already provocative to such an extent, Chen Mu didn't intend to swallow this tone, pretending nothing happened. Open the curtain and walk in. The interior space is larger than it looks from the outside, with hundreds of seats, but no one is there. On the stage, props used for performances were scattered everywhere, such as acrobatic balls, playing cards, broken bowls, magic wands, small leather whips. Clap clap. Applause suddenly sounded. Chen Mu glanced quickly, only to see a pale, smeared face, square black eyes, black lips, dark red round nose, grinning loudly. But the strange thing is that despite his bright smile, he didn't make a sound, as if he was performing a pantomime. The forehead is bright, without a single hair, perfect Mediterranean, and beside it is a circle of thick red hair with strong contrast. The striped clothes are loose, the trousers are integrated into the clothes, and the scarf is designed like a baby product, and it looks like there is no neck. Turn your head instantly, look straight at it. While applauding, he did not forget to point to the stage and nod frequently, as if he wanted to share that superb performance with Chen Mu. When Chen Mu returned his gaze to the stage, he was surprised to find that the stage was originally chaotic and empty. At this time, there were several more clowns. A green-haired clown rides a unicycle and spins a plate on stage. The purple-haired clown was busy pulling the bunting out of his mouth. The yellow-haired clown waved the whip in his hand, urging the lion to jump the ring of fire. The blue-haired clown held a balance bar and walked a tightrope at a height of more than 10 meters. The color of their clothes corresponds perfectly to the color of their hair, and the stripe design remains the same. Boom, boom, boom. Hearing the sound, Chen Mu looked down and saw the black-haired clown blindfolded, shooting flying daggers at the human-shaped target. In the blink of an eye, the red-haired clown appeared on the human figure board, his hands and feet were fixed, and he struggled pretendingly. The black-haired clown raised his flying daggers high and threw them out. It hit the red-haired clown's forehead directly, and blood oozed out. The red-haired clown tilted his head and didn't respond. At this time, all the clowns stopped their movements, came to the front of the stage, bowed to the empty auditorium, and bowed again. After that, they moved in unison, turned their heads, and focused their gaze on Chen Mu, looking straight at him. Your performance sucks. Chen Mu didn't want to applaud the guy who wanted to choke to death with flying daggers and shoot him to death for a second. Hearing this, the faces of the clowns changed drastically. Even the red-haired clown, who was tied to a human target and was supposed to die, turned his head, his face was bloody, his eyes widened, and he stared fixedly at Chen Mu. In this scene, if it were someone else, they would probably be bluffed by them. Chen Mu looked calm, wanting to see what other tricks they could play. The black-haired clown reached into his front pockets, put his fingers together, and pulled out 8 flying daggers. The green-haired clown took out a chainsaw from it. Buzzing. The leather whip in the hand of the yellow-haired clown is covered with spikes that are sharper than the blade of a knife. If it is whipped, it will be considered light to peel off a layer of skin. The originally naive lion, at this moment, also showed its true colors, with rotten flesh and blood-red eyes. The flank was particularly serious. Chen Mu could clearly see the broken ribs and the bloody, indistinct internal organs. The purple-haired clown has 2 pirate scimitars. The balance stick in the hands of the blue-haired clown sharpened at both ends. The red-haired clown, who has disappeared and disappeared all the time. It was also the one who disguised itself as a signboard and wanted to attack Chen Mu from behind. Chen Mu chuckled, the clown-killing group. Seemingly sensing his provocation, the clowns all jumped off the stage, holding up the chainsaw in their hands, flying daggers. A frightening look that was about to skin Chen Mu's cramps. Chen Mu didn't do any fancy things with them, object control, directly forcibly grabbed the weapons in their hands, and flung them out of the clown circus shed with a wave of his hand. The clown with empty hands was obviously taken aback, and with that makeup, it was very funny. However, the rotten lion seized the opportunity and swooped towards Chen Mu. Chen Mu casts the skill armor of the earth. For a moment, he turns into a stone giant. The arm that was raised ahead of time was as thick as an elephant's leg, and it punched the rotten lion's head. Boom. Then suddenly exert force to the ground, smashing the stone surface with one punch. Successfully killed the rotten lion. Congratulations to the host for getting 2 kill points. The clowns panicked completely. Still want to escape. Chen Mu bent down and touched the ground with his hands. The crack spread out from his hands, and finally formed a circle 5 or 6 meters away in front of him. With a sudden force in his hands, he lifted a boulder 2 or 3 meters thick, and a deep pit appeared on the ground. Jumped several meters high. Boom. Aim at the 5 clowns with all your strength and smash them down. Successfully kill the clown devil. Congratulations to the host for getting 5 kill points. Successfully kill the clown devil. Congratulations to the host for getting 5 kill points. Successfully kill the clown devil. Congratulations to the host for getting 5 kill points. ... Let go of your hand. The boulder split open, revealing the thick, mixed blood plasma and minced meat underneath. Except for the clothes, there is no way to tell who is who. Right now, only the red-haired clown is left, who has not yet pleaded guilty. Looking at the stage, looking at the top of the head, and then looking at the auditorium, there is still no one there. Did you escape? Chen Mu asked strangely when the stone armor collapsed and scattered all over the place. At this time, the sense of crisis reappeared. However, the picture is very strange. The surrounding area is glowing red, as if the flesh wall is moving, and liquid drips from the top of the head from time to time, which is extremely corrosive. It's not an option to waste time like this. Chen Mu cast the magic pupil, trying to quickly find out where the red-haired clown is. It turned out that there was an icy blue all around. These are zombies and monsters without body temperature, with unique color block display. So, am I in that guy's stomach? Chen Mu frowned, not expecting that the circus shed itself was where the real body of the red-haired clown was. No wonder that guy can come without a trace, go without a trace, appear here for a while, and appear there again for a while. Hey, there was a wicked laugh. This is the first time Chen Mu heard the clown's voice. It seemed to be complacent, and Chen Mu realized it later and had already fallen into the trap. Then, the flesh wall began to squirm, and large green water droplets continuously seeped from the top of the head, dripping down. Amazingly corrosive. A single drop can envelop an entire adult in it, instantly melting until only the bones are left, and then, even the bones are melted away. It seems to be to mock Chen Mu's stupidity. The wall of flesh began to deform, and little smelly faces appeared, with smirks, hideous expressions, crying, and fear, all kinds of expressions. It is possible to break out of the wall at any time, but it is impossible to break out of the shell. What Chen Mu saw at a glance, including his feet, were full of ugly faces. They even tried to open their mouths, trying to tear a piece of flesh from Chen Mu's body. You like cannibalism? Chen Mu laughed. Snap your fingers, and the dragon head will appear. Not just one faucet, but 3. Protecting him in the middle, immediately opened the dragon's mouth, spit out 3 flames, and crazily swept away the bloody faces. At this moment, the stench of burnt and blood was magnified to the extreme. What's more, the expressions on their faces have finally become the same. There is no smug smile, no hideousness, but only pain. Suddenly, a door opened and the sun shone through it. Chen Mu clearly understood what the clown meant, and he wanted to leave himself. Chen Mu teleported out. Stab it. The circus shed was full, strained, and torn apart. In it, a mass of meat was exposed. Chen Mu raised his toes, and when he stepped on it, the ice instantly froze him. Then hundreds of air threads floated out, scattered and intertwined. Immediately, it tightened, fell, and cut the iceberg into countless pieces. Successfully killed the Clown King. Congratulations to the host for getting 10 kill points. Congratulations on completing the hidden mission, defeating the clown killing group, getting clown flying daggers X5, and getting the chance to draw clown skills X1. This clown circus is actually a hidden mission. Chen Mu couldn't hide his surprise. Speaking of which, I have to thank those clowns for chasing after him so hard that they just missed saying, if you don't kill me, you want to leave. Chen Mu first researched the 5 clown flying daggers. After flying out, they can be recalled with the help of ideas, with permanent durability and no need to worry about wear and tear. Not bad. However, what Chen Mu is most looking forward to is the lucky draw opportunity for clown skills. Is there a lottery for clown skills? Yes, without hesitation. The clown skills are being drawn. Successful draw. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the A-level clown skill, Fraud. The system over there sings, and the system here comes on stage. Your clown skill Fraud has been automatically upgraded to an SSS level Fraud Master. The biggest difference between the SSS level Deception Master and the A-level Deception skill is that the restriction is removed, and Chen Mu can transform into anyone, even a monster. It is also possible to separate a phantom false body, manipulate the confused object, and attack with the real body at the same time. When the phantom fake is released, the real body will be invisible for 1 minute. After attacking the opponent, it will be revealed immediately and will not affect the false body. During this period, the false body can be attacked with a pair of knives, and after a certain period of existence, it will explode and cause serious injury to the enemy. Cannot say satisfied, but very satisfied. Very satisfied. Originally, I just wanted to complete the collection tasks and see what rewards I could get, but I didn't expect that there would be an additional SSS level skill, and the practicality was ridiculously high. Turn off the virtual panel. Chen Mu came to a bulletin board. He muttered to himself. Sure enough, you won't just write down where the warehouse is. Thinking about it again, Chen Mu felt that the warehouse is definitely not far from the dining area. As long as you pass through the thrilling roller coaster amusement area, you can reach it directly. Chen Mu left to go. Originally, in order to prevent unexpected situations, the entire roller coaster playground was surrounded by high walls except for the entrance and exit. But now, these high walls have almost collapsed. Chen Mu walked in with big strides. There was no reason not to take the shortcut and take a long detour. When the roller coaster is about to reach the end, it will rush through a section of water. Chen Mu stopped and looked. The surface of the entire man-made lake was covered with dust, garbage, and aquatic plants. The entire lake is green, like thick phlegm, and it looks very disgusting. Chen Mu looked away, ready to continue on his way. Crisis sensing is triggered again. Quickly move a few steps to the right and dodge. The sound of breaking the water. A person jumped up directly from the water, trying to catch Chen Mu into the water. The result was empty. Chen Mu swiped his finger in the air and chopped off its head on the spot. The thick liquid splashed from the broken neck, and quickly drained, leaving only a piece of wrinkled skin. The body sank. Successfully killed the water corpse. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Water corpse, a relative of the water ghost. At least in terms of wanting to pull people into the water and drown them, there is no difference between the two. Ended. Not at all. Chen Mu could see very clearly that the underwater shadows were constantly expanding, and there were so many of them. Hideous, swollen, crooked human faces emerged from them. More and more. More and more. At a glance, there are at least 200 or 300 of them. Chen Mu didn't expect at first that the man-made lake was quite deep. He was very curious, how many water corpses were hidden at the bottom of the lake. The magic pupil starts. The scene in front of him really shocked him. His pupils shrank. The area in front of me is called an artificial lake if it sounds good, but it is a mountain of corpses. The actual weight of water is probably less than 10%. The water is probably not real water, but the thick liquid discharged from the water corpse. The smell is pungent and smoky. Some were standing, some were crawling, stepping on the corpses of their companions, and came ashore. These water corpses are different from normal zombies. Their bodies are severely swollen. Extraordinarily huge. Chen Mu couldn't help but recall a corpse phenomenon called the view of corrupt giants. Whenever a person dies, within 5 to 8 days, and the corpse has not undergone embalming treatment, the corpse will change from rotten to highly rotten, producing a large amount of putrefaction gas, which fills the soft tissues of the whole body, making the whole corpse swell into a giant. The face is extremely swollen, the eyeballs are protruding, the lips are thickened and everted, the tip of the tongue sticks out, the abdomen is distended, and the abdominal wall is tense. The skin is dirty green, the rotten vein network is common, the subcutaneous tissue and muscles are emphysema-like, the limbs are thickened, and the skin of some hands and feet may fall off in the shape of gloves and socks. The entire corpse swells and swells into a giant, making it difficult to recognize its appearance before death. This phenomenon is called the concept of corrupt giant. Chen Mu had seen it with his own eyes, so he was deeply impressed. These guys in front of them, in terms of disgust, compared with the view of corrupt giants, they are even worse. An incomprehensible sound came out of his mouth, and his swollen arms struggled to lift up. Because the 10 fingers were too thick, they were tightly squeezed together and could not move. The texture of the skin is as if a blister has grown on the whole body, and it will burst as soon as it is pricked. Every time the thigh takes a step, the layers are stacked together, like the skin of a tire, and even the water can be seen flowing. Still the same sentence, the killing point has been delivered to hand, how can there be any reason not to accept it? Just as Chen Mu was about to make a move, a voice came from behind. Boy, I want this group of fatties, you go aside. The voice, with an imperative tone, was a man. Chen Mu looked sideways, and roughly estimated that the man should be in his 30s. His temples are a little gray, but his skin is very young. And beside him, there is a small knife floating. This knife is very similar to the clown flying daggers that Chen Mu just obtained by completing the hidden mission. The blade is slightly wider and longer. It was still stained with a lot of blood, which gathered on the slightly inclined tip of the knife, dripped and splashed on the ground. What? Can't understand human speech. The man was not very patient. Seeing Chen Mu's delay in agreeing, he didn't take any action. Pull out the hand in the pocket, lift it up, aim at Chen Mu, that flying daggers, lift the tip of the knife upwards, and lock Chen Mu straight. With a whistling sound, some Shufeng waves were set off, and in an instant, they approached Chen Mu. Very close. So close. Move forward a little bit, and you can poke Chen Mu's right eye. The man's expression was struggling, and he wanted to control the flying daggers, but found that the flying daggers lost control. No matter how he waved, he remained motionless. How did this happen? I've never heard of such a thing. System, come out and give me an explanation. The man's voice became smaller and smaller, not wanting Chen Mu to know that he was panicking. There is no response from the system. In fact, it was not flying daggers itself that had a problem, but Chen Mu forced it to stop with an invisible line, making it unable to move forward. At the same time, he turned around and aimed at the man. The pupils shrank, which frightened the man. Especially when I saw that the flying daggers were flying towards him at an extremely fast speed, so fast that they were blurred. Don't. Quickly waved his hand, cancelled the skill, and flying daggers disappeared. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. He was short of breath, sweating profusely, and the man was terrified. He didn't expect that he almost died in the hands of the skill he was most proud of. The reaction is fast. Chen Mu laughed. It has nothing to do with you, don't be complacent. I have plenty of opportunities to kill you. The man did not link the flying daggers out of control with Chen Mu. Use the skill again, summon flying daggers, fortunately, it's back to normal. The man was full of thoughts, get rid of Chen Mu as soon as possible, take over, and reap the hundreds of killing points. In this way, I don't need to worry about resource issues for a long time. Call out, find the right opportunity. Control the flying daggers again and fly straight towards Chen Mu. The blade reflected sunlight, but it was extremely cold. Bingo! The corner of the man's lips lifted, and before he had time to be happy, he suddenly realized that something was not right. No, it was very wrong. Chen Mu actually disappeared. Disappear out of thin air. No warning. Suddenly, there was a sharp feeling on the neck. Hiss. The man stretched out his hand to touch it. His fingers inserted into the flesh, the pain was unbearable. When he raised his hand, his fingertips were red with blood. Why? The man frowned, his eyes full of puzzlement. I couldn't figure out why my neck was wiped suddenly. There was no one around, let alone zombie monsters. The group of water corpses was still far away, because they moved extremely slowly because they were out of the water. At this time, Chen Mu chose to show up, holding a clown flying daggers in his hand. But at this moment there was a smear of bright red on the original brand new blade, and blood flowed down the edge, converging on the tip of the knife, dripping full and dripping. Hidden, invisible, the man covered his neck with his hands, and died in astonishment and shock. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level Yujianshu, which will be automatically upgraded to the SSS level Yujianshu. So it was a small flying sword. Chen Mu suddenly realized. After upgrading to an SSS level royal sword, the blade became wider and longer, 7 feet long. Not only can you manipulate the flying sword to kill the enemy, but you can also stand on it, like a cultivator, riding the wind and controlling the sword. It is worth mentioning that the E-level Yujianshu can only manipulate a small flying sword, and after upgrading to the SSS level, Chen Mu's initial number of Yujian will increase to 10. Most importantly, every time a kill is completed, the number of flying swords plus 1. It's not just abnormal, it's extremely abnormal, okay. Taking another look at the water corpses crawling out of the water behind him, the number of them exploding, Chen Yu has reason to suspect that the man got the script and deliberately came to give him experience. The more people like this, the better. Chen Yu welcomes everyone. In front of you, the hilt of the sword is down, and the tip of the sword is up. Chen Yu crossed his hands, 1 point, one sword turned into 10 swords, and turned around to form a sword array. After that, the tip of the sword lowered, pointing at the group of water corpses. Call out, call out, call out, one after another, continuous shooting. Poochie, poochie, puff, each sword, perfectly according to Chen Mu's expectation, entered from the eyebrows of the water corpse and exited from the back of the head, with one sword piercing through 3 or 4 heads. The water corpses are like balloons filled with water, they will burst when you poke them, and they will burst when you poke them. Dark green, rotten flesh and blood soup, sprayed everywhere. Zzz. It was also extremely corrosive, black bubbles gurgling on the ground, and it exploded, creating a stench of smoke. For players who don't know this, once they get close, even if they kill the water corpse, it is impossible to take advantage of it. With that kind of explosive speed, the possibility of getting out of the body is 0, unless, like Chen Mu, he can move instantly. If it cannot be killed, it will be attacked by water corpses, or even assimilated. If it is killed, the flesh will be corroded by force, exposing the skeleton. Not a good result. It can be called the melee nemesis. Successfully killed the water corpse. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Number of flying swords +1. Successfully killed the water corpse. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Number of flying swords +1. ... With SSS level skills, killing water corpses is as easy as killing chickens and dogs. The number of killing points has increased by more than 800 points, which also means that the number of Chen Mu's flying swords has increased by more than 800. All of them were summoned and floated in the air. This scene was not a joke, it was full of shock. Even when Chen Mu watched it himself, he couldn't help but feel that the adrenaline was rushing, and he was so handsome. Suddenly, I feel that too many skills are also an annoyance. The most annoying thing is that each skill is so powerful that I don't know which one to use. He raised his hand, spread 5 fingers, and fused 800 flying swords into one, floating above Chen Mu's palm. With a pinch of 5 fingers, it dissipates. Chen Mu hasn't forgotten about business yet, heading to the dining area. Come under the roller coaster track. The slope is astonishing, and the total length is estimated to be thousands of meters. Squeak, 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 ... He stopped, and a strange sound came from above his head. Chen Mu looked up. A black shadow fell rapidly. Chen Mu took a step back. Boom, there was a sound of a heavy object falling in front of him. Looking down, is it a person? No, it should be zombies. The white coat was covered with dark red rust. If you didn't look carefully, you might think it was dried blood. The legs were severely bent inward, and the knees were close together, as if the thighs were clamped when holding back urine. After all, he fell from such a high place, and the bones were cracked and misplaced, which was nothing more than normal. Could zombies commit suicide too? Chen Mu half-jokingly asked. Activate the magic pupil. The screen in front of you is enlarged, and it is clearly visible that the source of the creaking sound is a group of tourists who were trapped on the roller coaster parked halfway up the railway track, struggling to cause it. Because of the violent action, the roller coaster tilts left and right, and there is a risk of falling at any time. Boom, boom, boom. The zombies are falling one by one from a height of 100 meters. The most outrageous thing is that after falling from such a high place, he can still climb up like a normal person. It's just that although the life was saved, if it was thrown out of place, or broken, the sharp long bones that pierced the flesh could not be restored. Some necks were broken at 90 degrees, sagging on the shoulders, some spines were misaligned, and the upper body was crooked, looking like it. There are all kinds of corpses. Hum. With a loud noise, the roller coaster couldn't hold it, derailed and fell down. Be careful. Chen Mu summoned dozens of flying swords, and shot them out in unison, piercing through the heads of the corpses, carrying people with them, flying out, inserting into the tree trunk, and nailing them to death. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Number of flying swords +1. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Number of flying swords +1. ... Look at the prompt in front of you. Ha! Chen Mu breathed a sigh of relief, raised his hand, and wiped the sweat from his forehead. It almost made you die worthless. At first, Chen Mu felt aggrieved to be reborn in such a world. But now, he has completely changed his mind. What is killing the world? This is clearly a shining and prosperous world full of gold. Those treasures are afraid that you won't even find them, so they often come to your door on their own initiative. Afterwards, we passed through the roller coaster amusement area without any risk, and stepped over the wall with 1 foot, and we can already see various gourmet restaurants. Chen Mu started to walk, and caught a glimpse of a hot dog cart parked on the side of the road. Stop in his path. The point is not the hot dog cart, but the cook lying on the hot dog cart. At least it looks like it. Dead, or not, Chen Mu couldn't make up his mind. I doubt that zombies will deliberately pretend to be dead, and when they enter the attack range, they will suddenly come back to life, be caught off guard, throw themselves to the ground, and gnaw wildly. He's about to summon the flying sword, so he's the first to act first. Ah! Unexpectedly, the zombie suddenly shook his body. Ah! With a roar, he vigorously pushed the cart 3 or 4 meters away, and rushed towards Chen Mu. Chen Mu decisively took out the devouring shield and blocked it in front of him. The zombies couldn't avoid it, and bumped into the giant black shield. Still wanting to turn a corner, unexpectedly, the giant shield turned its back on the enemy, opened its abyssal mouth, bit half of the zombie's body in one bite, and swallowed it alive. Successful kill. Congratulations on getting 1 kill point. The defensive attribute of the devouring shield +1. Is this still a shield? Chen Mu really didn't expect that the shield was directly in front of Own, and within 2 seconds, he swallowed the zombie like a date. It turns out that the word devour is a verb. Fortunately, there was no danger. Chen Mu let go of his hand, and the devouring shield disappeared. After some searching, I finally found the cold storage. In a chaotic world, how could there be electricity supply? The moment the door was opened, there was only a rancid smell and large pieces of carrion covered with hyphae. Chen Mu couldn't eat this kind of food. Fortunately, there are warehouses. There is quite a lot of food in the warehouse. There are 10 boxes of ham sausages alone, 120 pieces per box. Bread, meat sauce, noodles, rice noodles, there are a lot of them. Chen Mu put all his brains into the system backpack, and the grids were full. The collection task is completed. Congratulations on getting +5 backpack grid. For various rewards, for Chen Mu, who has 1 SSS level skills, it is difficult to arouse excitement for this reward. Still useful. Of course, the more backpack grids, the better. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The ceiling above the head, to be precise, should be the ventilation duct, and there are continuous abnormal noises. Chen Mu stepped back quietly. Boom, bang. A 3D worm head image appeared directly on the metal ventilation pipe. Chen Mu could clearly see the large jaw, the scribbled fangs in the jaw, and the 2 sharp horns next to the head that looked like boar tusks. Behind the flattened head is a larger skull armor, and after that, there is another larger skull armor, layered on top of each other like tiles. And in the center, there is a spike extending out, which plays a defensive role and can cause damage at the same time. Boom, another hit. The lines of the 3D image become messy. The iron sheet of the ventilation duct obviously couldn't bear it, and a small crack appeared. Boom. After another impact, the long worm finally got his wish and burst out of the ventilation duct. It opened its mouth wide, revealing a mouthful of chisel-like, messy fangs. The shell is dark red, a bit like cooked crayfish with more soy sauce. The insect clamp is bigger than the head. If caught by it, I'm afraid it will be smashed to pieces. Under a pair of giant tongs, there is another pair of sickle-shaped insect feet that have been magnified dozens of times, with extremely sharp outer edges and black and red gradients. The body is very similar to that of a centipede, with a ring around it. Chen Mu stepped back continuously. The monster followed closely, and after rushing out more than 10 meters, just after revealing its tail, the poisonous needle that was comparable to the death scythe. Rampage all the way. The giant tongs were closed tightly, like a hammer, breaking through the wall with ease. He wanted to crush Chen Mu's head, but the speed couldn't keep up. At the same time as the double pincers were attacking, the pair of sickle legs were not idle. they kept swinging, and the cut marks easily penetrated the entire wall. In terms of combat power, this guy is definitely comparable to the giant centipede that Chen Mu encountered in the elite trial field before. Meanwhile, outside the restaurant, two people are approaching here. A companion suddenly reached out and grabbed the other's arm. Wait. Did you hear anything? What's there? Boom, boom. Before the voice is finished, the sound cannot be ignored. The two looked at each other, and with a tacit understanding, they quickly turned and ran away, hiding behind a tree. Stretch out your eyes left and right, observing the situation. Then I saw Chen Mu stepping on his toes from the restaurant's gate, stepping 3 or 4 meters, and backing out. The process between stepping on the foot and landing seems to be cut off. The two were not sure if they were dazzled. Then, the strange insect with a body of more than 10 meters chased out. Just that appearance alone scared the two of them so badly that their legs became weak. Shin said it was a good thing he didn't go in, otherwise he might end up in a miserable ending like Chen Mu. In their view, facing such a terrifying monster, Chen Mu had no chance of surviving. There is no doubt that he must die, especially when he saw the monster quickly approaching Chen Mu and opened its giant pincers. And Chen Mu is already within the coverage of its giant clamp. As long as it is closed, it can instantly pinch off Chen Mu's waist. He is dead. Such an idea popped up in the minds of both of them. Just the next second, the two were stunned. Chen Mu disappeared out of thin air. A cloud of air was caught in the giant pincers of the strange insect. How did this happen? Where did he go? It shouldn't be. The whole process takes less than the blink of an eye. No matter how fast the speed is, it's impossible to disappear out of thin air. Both of them had question marks on their faces, unable to figure out how Chen Mu did it. In the next second, he was shocked to witness that Chen Mu appeared on top of the strange insect. Even more confused, how on earth did he show up there? Without the monster noticing. In fact, Chen Mu's SSS level stealth skill can be invisible and intangible at the same time. It is equivalent to appearing in different spaces. The strange insects are in the lower world, and Chen Mu is in the upper world. Chen Mu can see and touch the monster, but the monster has nothing to do with him. Because in the view of the strange insect, when Chen Mu is invisible, he is no different from disappearing from the world. How else could it be called SSS class? This level is not random. Holding the air sword with both hands, it went straight down, and inserted it through the connection gap of the monster's skull protective shell. What? The strange worm violently shook its body, opened its giant pincers and sickle legs, excruciating pain. Predicting the giant pincers coming upwards in advance, Chen Mu teleported 6 meters away. Call out the flying sword, and once you open your arms, hundreds of flying swords will be transformed into a sword, surrounded layer by layer, forming a ball, wrapping the strange insects in it, and you will be scratched by the blade if you move it a little. In this situation, the duo opened their mouths wide, but could not speak. Sudden disappearance, teleportation, and the hundreds of flying swords in front of me. Where is this kid, Sacred? What? The monster still didn't give up, and swung its giant pincers and sickle legs, trying to knock those annoying long swords away. While the flying sword dodged, the other flying swords, under the control of Chen Mu, stabbed in one after another along the gaps in the monster insect's protective shell. For example, the abdomen is a place that is difficult to attack for humans, but it is easy for these flexible flying swords. The blade pierced through the soft part, and then continued to increase its strength. From the inside, it forcibly opened the protection, tearing the flesh and blood, and flying. The beating red meat of the strange insect seemed to have a little more appetite. But this kind of thing, let alone eating it, even if there is a little blood in the mouth, if you don't spit it out in time, spit it out, and flow into the stomach, it may turn into a corpse and become a member of the zombie army. The strange insect was in extreme pain, and its saliva flew around. Desperately wielding all available attack methods, but still unable to change the situation of being crushed. Brother, the monster has lost its shell protection now. I think you can use your bow to shoot it for a second. Are you crazy? You dare to snatch that person? Are you sure we're still alive? Your riches are in danger, brother. Such a big monster, think about it, how many killing points is it worth? Seeing that the man was still unable to make up his mind, the young man continued to persuade, your side is in charge of sniping. I will buy a motorcycle at the killing point. When the time comes, I will kill and escape in one go. That guy won't have time to react at all. When he reacts, we'll run away early. Quote. After thinking about it carefully, the man always thought it was a solution, but he still couldn't help but worry. I feel that things will definitely not go so smoothly. Quote. If possible, Chen Mu hoped that they could keep their voices quieter. After all, own hearing is far superior to ordinary people. Bend down and pick up a stone the size of a ping-pong ball lying on the ground. Not good. He found us. The man just saw that Chen Mu turned around and raised his hand, ready to throw the stone. Run away. The man felt that Chen Mu had focused all his attention on fighting the monster insects, and there was still time to run away now. Moreover, the other party doesn't seem to really want to kill himself. Otherwise, how could it be possible to use such a child's trick as throwing stones? Boom. Sonic boom. The two of them would never have imagined in their dreams that a small stone can hit the power of tons of shells. A gully 7 or 8 meters wide and 100 meters long was destroyed on the ground. Losing its support, the roller coaster track began to rumble and collapse. Even cement, stones, and steel can't withstand the destructive power, let alone two people. This is the SSS level 10,000 times power. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level skill Illusion Bow, which is automatically upgraded to the SSS level 5 Elements Illusion Bow. Check out the introduction. SSS level 5 Elements Illusion Bow. It can be transformed into a bow and arrow at any time, and the arrow attributes can be selected from 5 types: gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining F-level storage space and automatically upgrading to SSS level infinite backpack. This, Chen Mu could only say that happiness came a little suddenly. I was worrying that there were more and more rewards, so many things, I didn't know where to put them, but I didn't expect to send myself an infinite backpack right after. This skill is automatically integrated with the system backpack, and the backpack space is no longer limited by the system. There are unlimited grids, and you can put as many things as you want. A car, a villa, or a mountain. On the other side, even if Chen Mu looked away from the worm for a long time, it still couldn't break free from the sword formation. Chen Mu didn't want to waste any more time, familiarized himself with skills, and played various tricks. The 800 long swords were pieced together and turned into a stegosaurus, hitting the monster directly. Stegosaurus spins, with countless sharp edges, which describe a meat grinder. The head of the strange insect was broken into slag. The body crashed down. Successfully killed the poisonous Scorpion King. Congratulations to the host for getting 10 kill points. After getting the killing point, Chen Mu was about to leave when a system prompt popped up in front of him. Your overlord centipede larva is in a state of excessive hunger. If the system doesn't say anything, Chen Mu will almost forget about this little guy. Excessive hunger, but I don't know what you want to eat. Human, or human food, or... Chen Mu looked down and landed on the headless corpse of the poisonous Scorpion King. Return to the virtual screen, click on the overlord centipede larva, and take it out. Just about the size of your palm. After all, it belongs to Chen Mu, and the overlord centipede larva will definitely not hurt him. Chen Mu approached the poisonous Scorpion King's corpse, squatted down, and placed his palms at a slant, so that the overlord centipede larva could crawl off the palms. Sure enough, after smelling the bloody smell, the overlord centipede larva immediately penetrated into the body of the poisonous Scorpion King, and started to eat it. The speed of eating is amazing. While eating, Chen Mu kept refreshing the system prompts. Overlord centipede larva gain 1 growth by eating. Overlord centipede larva gain 1 growth by eating. Overlord centipede larva gain 1 power attribute by eating. While the overlord centipede larva is growing, its various attributes are also continuously increasing. Originally it was only the size of a palm, but now, after eating half of the poisonous Scorpion King's body, he quickly caught up with Chen Mu and stretched his arms. The size of the wrist, coupled with the dense movement of hundreds of centipede feet, looks so creepy. Chen Mu, however, feels good. The monster, of course, is uglier, scarier, and more powerful. The appearance and strength are mostly directly proportional. Moreover, the setting that this little guy can evolve as long as he eats is also very satisfying to Chen Mu. Zombie monster meat. The most indispensable thing is this kind of thing, it is not too easy to feed. Overlord centipede larvae gain 1 growth by eating. Overlord centipede larvae gain 1 defense attribute by eating. Overlord centipede larvae gain 1 speed attribute by eating. ... After a while, the poisonous scorpion king was eaten by the overlord centipede larva, leaving only a huge poisonous needle tail in the shape of a death sickle, which was 2 to 3 meters long by visual estimation. If it is swung, stabbed, or injected with venom, ordinary people will undoubtedly die. Hearing the sound of kacha kacha in his ears, Chen Mu couldn't help being a little envious of the good teeth of the overlord centipede larva, and even the sickle poisonous needle that didn't even have a bit of meat, he didn't let it go. Boom crisp. The overlord centipede larva get the poisonous scorpion king sickle pintail by eating. Seeing such a system prompt, Chen Mu must admit that he was shocked. I really didn't expect that eating zombie monster meat, in addition to growing, there is a probability that you can get the opponent's body, parts, and fuse them into yourself. At this time, the overlord centipede larva is already more than 2 meters long, and with the poisonous needle tail, it can easily reach 3 meters, and there is still room for unlimited growth. Chen Mu was very curious, if you feed the corpses of various monsters to this centipede, after continuous devouring and fusion, what will it look like in the end? A demon god on earth. Thinking of this, he suddenly became interested. I didn't care much about this little bug at first, but now it seems that I can focus on cultivating it. After eating and wiping the poisonous scorpion king's body, the overlord centipede took the initiative to return to Chen Mu, raised its upper body like a snake, and waited for Chen Mu's next order. Chen Mu originally thought about releasing the overlord centipede to fight in the wild, and make a living by himself. But after thinking about it carefully, I decided to give up. In case of encountering a zombie monster crushed by strength, or a player, or a guild hunting, with the current level of the overlord centipede, it is estimated that only blood will be tortured. After all, there is the word larva in the name. Temporarily plan to bring it with you, usually put it in the system backpack, and after the zombie monsters are dealt with, release it to clean the corpse and devour it for evolution. First grow to be strong enough, and then consider the matter of stocking, at least reach the adult level, right? Chen Mu didn't want to own things and become a food for other zombie monsters, or a source of killing points. He raised his hand and put it on the head of the overlord centipede. The body was mosaicized by data and put into the system backpack. The benefits of the SSS level infinite backpack are immediately reflected. If you want to switch to the previous system backpack, the early stage of the overlord centipede larva is fine. An overlord centipede that big right now definitely wouldn't be able to fit in it. I have to say that those two people came too timely. If they didn't say what they said and left as soon as possible, Chen Mu would not do anything, but had a crooked mind, trying to cut off the bully and grab the monster. I can't blame him for being cruel. New features are available. Do you want to check? New function. Chen Mu walked to the bench beside the road, sat down, and checked the newly opened functions of the system. Named Arena. It is a place for players to PK and duel. It's a matter of life and death. After the two parties agree to a duel, they will be sent to a special battlefield, and the winner will get all the killing points, weapons, food and other resources owned by the loser. Do both sides agree? Chen Mu was not sure whether anyone dared to accept the own challenge. System, can't you participate anonymously? It's unfair to me if you do this. He didn't see the relevant instructions. The system dumbed down. Silence is better than sound. Hey. Chen Mu put his hands on the back of the chair and looked up at the sky. It seems that sometimes being too strong and conspicuous may not be a good thing. Just as he was thinking so, a system prompt popped up in front of him. Player, Han Xiaoning, has initiated a challenge application for you, do you agree? Chen Mu immediately sat up straight, worrying that he could not find an opponent, but he did not expect that someone would take the initiative to challenge him. Taking a look, he found that this person was also on the double list, ranking 67 on the sky list and 94 on the ground list. If Chen Mu's judgment is correct, it is likely that he is not convinced why he can be the first, and wants to test the waters. You really don't take your life seriously. Chen Mu clicked to agree. Is it allowed to watch the game? Note: spectators are allowed, and passers-by will be allowed to freely enter the auditorium during your battle. Naturally, it is not allowed. There is no need for everyone to remember my face. Remember, who would like to play with me? He doesn't want to be a big star in the killing world and ask for trouble. Confirming the surrounding environment, host status. Confirmation is correct. The arena is about to be teleported. On the other side of the world, the corners of Han Xiaoning's mouth raised when he saw the same reminder. Why did you agree so late? I thought that guy was cowardly. Boss, you must win. What do you mean by that? Is it possible that you still question the strength of the boss? Just kidding. Our boss is a B-level skill owner, and he will never lose to that kid. That guy was probably lucky enough to run into a bunch of useless zombies, so he was able to get his stats so high, unlike our boss, who hunted and killed all top-level monsters. One is worth 10 of them. Hundreds of them. Quote. Han Xiaoning felt a little flustered about the one after another boasting speeches by his little followers, and said with a smile, 5 minutes, the battle will be over within 5 minutes, come back and have a celebration party. Boss Pen, I believe it won't be long before we will see your name on the top of the heaven list and the ground list. Successful transmission. The little followers responded enthusiastically, and the next second, Han Xiaoning suddenly disappeared out of thin air. And in an independent space, Chen Mu and Han Xiaoning appeared at the same time in an arena that was the size of a football field. The seats around them were all empty and there was no one there. Han Xiaoning agreed to allow people to watch the battle, and planned to let them take a good look at it, own strength, and worship. But Chen Mu disagreed, so the spectator mode could not be turned on, and both parties needed to agree. Here, they can give full play to their strengths. Looking at this peer in front of him, before Chen Mu could open his mouth, he saw him tilt his head with a contemptuous expression. Why don't you agree to watch the battle? Is it because you are afraid that you will lose your life and be laughed at after losing your life? He smiled. Since you are afraid of death, don't fight. Isn't it good to be alive? To this, Chen Mu did not reply. He has seen too many people with this kind of self-satisfaction mentality. Since people like to be proud of themselves, let him be proud of himself for a while. The countdown was going on above the head, and after 60 seconds, the two would be allowed to act and the battle would officially start. Hey, hello, why don't you talk? Are you frightened? Couldn't you have been scared to pee your pants? Hey, I thought I would be a formidable opponent, but I was looking forward to it in vain. It turned out that it was just luck. During these 60 seconds, Han Xiaoning kept talking nonsense, making all kinds of cynicism, and only missed greetings to Chen Mu's 18th generation ancestors. At the same time, Han Xiaoning was also paying attention to the countdown of the numbers above his head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The moment the countdown was over, Han Xiaoning immediately raised his hand, opened his clenched fist, and swung it violently in front of him. Boom! A green mist suddenly floated towards Chen Mu. Han Xiaoning's skill is to use poison. Once the powder is inhaled into the body, he will be poisoned immediately, causing continuous damage until death. Seeing that Chen Mu's whole body was covered in poisonous fog, only a vague silhouette could be seen. The corners of Han Xiaoning's mouth lifted slightly, and his smile became brighter and brighter. In his opinion, Chen Mu is already a dead person and will not pose any threat to him anymore. No one has survived after being poisoned by his poisonous mist. Suddenly, Han Xiaoning's expression changed. He didn't know if he was hallucinating or what. Unexpectedly, Chen Mu, who was hiding in the poisonous fog, had more than doubled in size. He was very sure that, as a skill owner, he would not be poisoned, only hallucinating. Moreover, his poison is killing poison, not hallucination poison. Or, unknowingly, I fell into the illusion art set by Chen Mu. Call. A gust of wind struck, and the poisonous mist was blown away, exposing Chen Mu. Looking at the scene in front of him, Han Xiaoning was stunned. What is this thing? A knight running from a medieval movie. He was wearing heavy armor. Even the white horse he was riding on was also wearing armor. The size of the white horse is a bit bigger than the biggest monster Han Xiaoning has seen these days. Angel blessing takes effect. The poison effect has been removed. A green light shone down, and Chen Mu returned to normal. Holding a huge sword in one hand and a shield in the other, he raised his hand and pointed at Han Xiaoning. Hey, hey, hey. This is not Mansion, who are you dressing up like this for? You forget it, why does this horse still have wings? Pegasus, it's really childish. Han Xiaoning was still talking trash, but his tone was as relaxed, arrogant and defiant as before. It is not difficult to see the action of retreating half-step, he was scared. I just want to pretend to be calm through trash talking. Stretch your hands behind your back quietly, and remove the 2 glass balls hanging behind your back. Hold it tight, and quickly throw it towards Chen Mu. See him cut down with a sword. Han Xiaoning smiled triumphantly, you've been tricked. The glass bottle was easily smashed by the big sword, and the poisonous mist in it spread out at once, like a mushroom cloud rushing horizontally, covering and enveloping Chen Mu and the radiant Pegasus again. The white horse waved its wings, blowing away the poisonous mist again. Boom! The strong wind and poisonous mist swept over Han Xiaoning's body fiercely, and he had to raise his hands, bury his head deeply, and block in front of him. I can't figure it out, it's just a wave of wings, why is there such a powerful force? However, I was poisoned by 2 bottles and 3 times the dose. Now, you can't be alive, right? He raised his head, his smile disappeared again, and Han Xiaoning saw that green light again. Of course he knew what that meant, he just didn't want to admit it. The skill that I am so proud of was actually neutralized by Chen Mu in this way, what a joke. Da 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 da. Han Xiaoning opened the system backpack, selected the rifle, pointed it at Chen Mu, frantically pulled the trigger, and poured the bullets on him. It's just that this bullet is not enough to break through Chen Mu's knight armor. Not to mention breaking the defense, even a little scratch can't be done. Click, caca. Soon, the bullets ran out. Seeing that there was no effect at all, Han Xiaoning gritted his teeth, looking hysterical, and chose the whole card that was originally planned to deal with the tide of corpses. Rocket missile, crouch down, put it on your shoulders, take aim, and pull the trigger. The action is done in one go. With a whoosh, shoot out. Boom, boom, exploded at close range, the power of the aftermath even sent Han Xiaoning flying. Now, you should die, right? Han Xiaoning raised his hand and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. It doesn't matter if you get hurt a little, it's better than being killed. A hiss. Da da da. The sound of horseshoes is crisp. Quote. Han Xiaoning could see clearly that Chen Mu broke through the black smoke of the explosion. Too late to react. Poochie. There was already a sharp pain in his chest. Then, the whole person is lifted from the ground. Han Xiaoning lowered his head slowly, only to realize that his chest and abdomen had been pierced by the big sword in Chen Mu's hand. Raising his hand tremblingly, the skill cooling time expired, and weakly sprayed the poisonous mist towards Chen Mu's head. Angel blessing takes effect. The poison effect has been removed. It's green light again. It's that green light again. Unlike Han Xiaoning, Chen Mu's skills do not need to wait for a cooldown time. You, what the hell are you? Before he could finish his words, Han Xiaoning died. Blood flowed down the blade, filling the gap between Chen Mu's fingers holding the sword, and then dripped to the ground. With a violent wave of his hand, Chen Mu threw Han Xiaoning away from the sword. Boom. Landing. Successful kill. Congratulations on being the final winner. Killing point +25, orange juice +15, canned pork +7, hot dog bread +3, grenade +8. According to the rules, Chen Mu obtained all of Han Xiaoning's inheritance. And outside of the rules, Chen Mu also acquired his skills. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the B-level skill Sprinkle Poison into Mist, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Poison into Mist. The biggest difference between SSS level skills and B-level skills is that the coverage becomes wider, reaching the point where it can cover the entire city, spreading poison into fog in the true sense, and there is no need to consume it and wait for cooling. The toxicity is greatly improved, more than 100 times. Most importantly, the poisonous mist has lost its color and can kill people invisible. It's hard to guard against. After 30 seconds, you will be forced to leave the arena. And the other side, why hasn't the boss come back? It's been so long. Could something be wrong? Shut your crow's mouth, how could something happen to the boss? It's that guy named Chen Mu who will cause something to happen. That's right, isn't it easy for the boss to kill whoever he wants? At this time, someone slowly raised his hand. Well, I noticed just now that the arena scrolled through notifications. Chen Mu won, and the boss was the loser. How is it possible? I don't believe it. Several people opened the arena one after another, but fortunately, scrolling messages can view the records. The name of the winner and the name of the loser are clearly written there for everyone to check. Boss actually lost. The boss is a B-level skill owner. A large group of zombies have nothing to do with him. Why did they lose? It seems that there is a reason why that person can become the number one in the double list. He is very likely to be an A-level or even an S-level skill holder. We underestimated him too much. S-level skills. Everyone fell into silence. No one dared to think about revenge. Even Han Xiaoning was no match for him, let alone himself. What's more, the reason why they are willing to call Han Xiaoning the boss is just to live more easily in this world of killing and fill their stomachs. To avenge him. Does that do me any good? Obviously not. Since there is no benefit, and there is even a high probability of taking your life, why do you want to do it? Don't you have a bag on your head? With a sigh, I had to find a new backer again. It's a pity that they don't know where Chen Mu is. If they knew, they would definitely run to him immediately and join him without thinking. With such a backer, he will kill the world in the future, so why not walk sideways? At this time, Chen Mu also left the arena and returned to the real world. The arena was much more boring than he had imagined. He thought that Han Xiaoning, who was on the top and bottom rankings, would bring him some surprises, but unexpectedly, he still expected too much from him. In the end, it was still an instant kill with one sword, without any bells and whistles or redundant movements. In the following time, while the sky was still bright, Chen Mu hunted down many zombies and monsters, earning 100 kill points easily. Teleport to an office building, enter the president's office, and open the door of the lounge. The inside is much cleaner than the hotel where he stayed last night. Open the curtains, wipe off the dust on the glass with your hands, look out the window, the sun is setting, and the night is covering the earth again. Chen Mu opened the system backpack and was about to eat dinner when he saw a prompt pop up first. The new function has been opened, do you want to check it? A new function has been released. Why are there so many new functions? Chen Mu allocated a virtual panel of the system. Check the details about the new features together, open the backpack together, take out canned meat, bread, drinks, eat and drink, and satisfy the hungry stomach instantly. As the guild function, although some people are already creating guilds, the ones that are only established verbally are now equivalent to system rules acknowledging the existence of guilds. As long as the relevant conditions are met, the guild can be created. The first condition is to reach the number of 100 monsters killed. Chen Mu naturally met all the conditions, but he didn't have the idea of creating a guild. If the guild is well managed, it seems that there will be additional rewards. In this regard, Chen Mu is still not cold. Open the world chat channel. I wanted to relieve my boredom, but I didn't expect to see a lot of people swiping and asking. Brothers, what is the name of Chen Mu's guild? Want to add? What? I also want to know, if you can join the guild of the great god Chen Mu, the difficulty of living will definitely be greatly reduced, right? Called Tiansha Guild. The people above are lying. Don't believe it. I searched. The guild president is not Chen Mu at all. What is his name? Lin Fei. There are quite a few people who want to join their own guild, or how to put it, the tree attracts the wind. Similarly, there are quite a few people who post advertisements on the world chat channel and ask people to join the guild. Even though they have said so much, Chen Mu still has no idea of creating a guild. Isn't it good to be a lone wolf and live freely every day? If one person is full, the whole family will not worry. Can recruiting a group of younger brothers bring strength to oneself? I'm afraid that collecting 100,000 guild members is not worth the SSS level skills obtained by killing one person. No matter how you think about it, from which angle you think about it, Chen Mu has no reason to create a guild. For him, this function is very tasteless, not as good as the arena. Boom. Hearing the knocking sound outside the window, Chen Mu immediately stood up and started to walk. After opening the curtains, it was clearly seen that there was a spattered circular bloodstain on the outside of the glass. This thing didn't exist before, it was left just now, because the blood was still slowly flowing down. Boom. At this time, another black object with red light slammed into the floor-to-ceiling window glass. This time, under the effect of the magic pupil, Chen Mu saw clearly that it was a crow. And that red light came from its eyes. Where did the crow come from? Chen Mu asked doubtfully. Boom, boom, boom. Immediately afterwards, more and more crows began to hit the floor-to-ceiling windows one after another. From a few sporadic ones to looking up, they are all over the sky. Chen Mu looked at the air holes next to the window and thought, could it be that this group of crows smelled my human scent and the influence of the night, so they made this weird behavior and wanted to break the glass, fly in and eat my meat? Boom, boom, boom. Since they like to bump, Chen Mu doesn't care, let them bump. It's okay to be idle. In a blink of an eye, the glass of the window was covered in blood, a thick layer, so blurred that it was impossible to see the scene outside the window clearly. It interprets the word crazy. Chen Mu swiped with his magic pupils. Judging from the color blocks, there are at least thousands of crows in the airspace in front of him. Such a huge group of upgraded crows, as long as they are willing, they must be able to peck a living person to the bones in less than a minute. The hair was messy and muddy, as if it hadn't been washed for a long time, and the stench was still coming in along the pores, mixed with the smell of blood. This taste is a bit like a drowned chicken. Chen Mu couldn't figure it out. Is he the only one around here? Why did you just focus on yourself? Check out the regional chat channels. No one was talking about the flock of crows. It seemed that he was the only one being targeted by them. Woo, help, everyone is good, help me. At this time, a faint cry for help suddenly came from behind the wall. It's a woman. Chen Mu leaned closer, put his ears on it, his eyes widened, and besides the woman's cry for help, he could also hear the chaotic sound of flapping wings. With his brain spinning quickly, Chen Mu was basically sure that the next room was probably where the crows' nests were. No wonder these guys are staring at themselves. The rabbit knows not to eat the grass beside the nest. Chen Mu smiled helplessly, never expecting that he would choose such a place to sleep. It seems that today's sleep is not so easy to fall asleep. Change place. Chen Mu is not weak enough to spoil these crows. Since they want to die, why not fulfill them? Chen Mu took a few steps back, raised his hand, and aimed at the wall. A fireball was condensed in the palm, illuminating the entire room, pushed out, and directly melted a big hole in the wall. It can be clearly seen that the internal steel bars were burnt red, melted, and dripped down like drops of water. Boom, boom, boom. The group of crows swarmed and hit the fireball, their fur instantly burned, and instantly turned into firebirds, one after another, falling like rain. Knowing that he will die, but still flocking to it. Or, in their minds, there is no fear of death at all. Thanks to the existence of the fireball, Chen Mu could clearly see what was going on in the next room. Compared with the sight, the first thing I feel is the thick wet feathers, plus the stench and blood smell accumulated in a large number. The two are mixed together, as if someone has punched a combination in the nose fist. Fortunately, Chen Mu has good adaptability. The fireball flew far away, and the hole in the wall had enough space to pass through. Ah, 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 the black crows gushed out like a tide, heading towards Chen Mu. The sound is chaotic, and it can be seen at a glance, all of which are flapping randomly, without order, and with regular wings. Chen Mu acquired a new skill not long after just trying it out. The moment he clenched his fist, a handful of fine powder appeared in his palm. Go all out. In an instant, it turned into a misty existence that only he could see, filling the entire conference room. Hundreds of crows fell collectively in an instant. The body became hard, and the bird's claws grasped it tightly, and at a speed visible to the naked eye, it turned into thick liquid, melted it, and poured it on top of the white bones piled up more than 10 centimeters high. I can't tell who is who, skulls, ribs, leg bones, piled up in random, and the ones that have been pecked have no meat left, and they are very clean. Help! Vomit! The woman fell to the corner, her complexion suddenly changed, and she vomited a mouthful of blood. She was also poisoned. Even if it is not poisoned, women will not live long. The traces of being pecked by crows on his body couldn't be more obvious. Clothes were torn to shreds, leaving nothing to hide. Chest, calves, shoulders, face. You can see a lot of blood holes, and in more serious places, you can even see the whiteness of the bones. Ouch! He vomited blood, and within a few seconds, he fell against the wall and completely lost his response. The appearance of bleeding from the 7 orifices is more terrifying than any horror movie makeup. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F level 2 strike combo, which will be automatically upgraded to the SSS level unlimited combo. Check the details. The F level double strike skill is a passive skill. When attacking other targets, there is a 0.1% chance of triggering a double strike attack. One attack counts as 2. After upgrading to SSS level, the probability is increased to 100%. An attack can be triggered at least 5 times, and can be triggered at most 100 times. It is completely random and uncontrollable. Up to 100 times. Doesn't that mean that if I shoot 1 bullet, it is equivalent to shooting 100 bullets, and the 10 bullets are 1,000? 100 bullets are 10,000. Chen Mu couldn't hide his excitement. This kind of physical and mental experience that he can clearly feel that he is obviously stronger, no matter how many times he will not feel tired. Ah, ah, ah. Chen Mu looked out of the window, and saw a large flock of crows flying in the air. They seemed to be aware of the presence of the poisonous fog and dare not enter the conference room. So he took out the gun from the system backpack, and the ammunition was automatically replenished. Hands up, aim, pull the trigger. Boom. After a burst of fire from the muzzle. Successfully killed the bloodthirsty crow. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Successfully killed the bloodthirsty crow. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Successfully killed the bloodthirsty crow. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. ... This shot triggered 38 combo damage. In other words, Chen Mu killed 38 bloodthirsty crows with just 1 bullet, and got 38 killing points. Oh, this is so cool. Chen Mu couldn't control the corners of his lips rising. Boom, boom, boom. Immediately, the trigger was continuously pulled to start harvesting. Shot in the head, the crow pierced by the bullet fell in large pieces. It's just that the number is still ridiculously large. Where did it come from? Chen Mu couldn't help wondering. Haven't you already taken away their lair? Or is this just one of the lairs? The whole building, or the area visible to the naked eye? Don't think so, it's really hard to explain. Teleport to the top of the tall building opposite. It's really not easy to move around in the conference room, and there are bones under your feet. If you don't pay attention, you will step on the air. Chen Mu is killing well, how can he let the environment break down and own a good mood? After he came out, the bloodthirsty crows became visibly more violent. Like the eve of a rainstorm, dark clouds overwhelm the city. It is not an exaggeration to describe the scene in front of me as shrouding the heavens covering the sun. Moon, it has long been invisible, and there is a faint color of moonlight. Chen Mu cast the magic pupil. The day came, and there was no sun in the sky, but it was no different from the day, and the night receded, everything became clearly visible. Facing the stormy crows. Purchased successfully. The killing points have been deducted. Congratulations on getting Vulcan Gatling. Open the system mall. With so many killing points, you have to find a chance to spend them. Rifles are really boring, and it has to be a weapon like the Vulcan Gatling, which has obviously been modified to shoot 2,000 rounds of bullets at a time, and the weapon with non-stop output is enough for fun. Coupled with Chen Mu's infinite ammunition automatic replenishment skills, combined with infinite combos, the effect can only be described as explosive. Da 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 da, da 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 da. Lifting Gatling with both hands, Chen Mu squeezed the trigger tightly and did not let go. The 6 barrels began to rotate, faster and faster, faster and faster. The bullets fired continuously form a barrage under the night. Chen Mu didn't feel it, but those survival players hiding in the next room could see it clearly. That guy is crazy. Get a Gatling at night and shoot birds there. Don't you think he is very masculine and domineering? Women and men disagree. Don't forget, you were hugging tightly just now. Who is the man who called you husband? The man blushed and panicked with embarrassment. Who wants to be compared to others? Looking at Chen Mu, I feel unhappy. But that's all. What else? To challenge a maniac with Gatling in his hand. He is not stupid. Da 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 da, da da da. Chen Mu found that he was lucky. At least one shot could trigger 20 combos, and he had never shot 20 times. Boom. A few minutes later, Chen Mu let go of his hand, and Gatling leaned on the ground with his gun muzzled like a crutch. Huh, he let out a rough breath, extremely puzzled. Although only a few minutes passed, he killed at least a few thousand bloodthirsty crows, but looking at it from the sky, why didn't the number decrease at all? Is it possible that these crows can split infinitely? After a certain period of time, one will split into another, two will split into four, and four will split into eight. Of course, this is just Chen Mu's speculation, and there is no evidence to prove it. Chen Mu has had enough of his addiction to shooting bullets. It was late, and he felt a little sleepy. Make a quick decision. Just as Chen Mu was thinking this way, something strange happened in the group of bloodthirsty crows. Chapter 31. The bloodthirsty crows, who were still scrambling to be the first to bump into each other, scrambling to tear off a piece of flesh and blood from themselves, swallowing, and filling their stomachs, unexpectedly began to change their minds and give up mindless rushing. However, Chen Mu didn't think that they wanted to back down. Looking at this frenzied posture, no matter how you looked at it, it seemed that they were holding back a big move. Besides, Chen Mu couldn't think of any other more reasonable explanation. The couple a few buildings away also noticed this weird scene. What are those crows doing? Why didn't they attack suddenly? The woman asked curiously, looking at the man. You ask me, who should I ask? The man looked at him, speechless. Quote. The woman's expression disappeared. She stretched her hands towards the man's body, and squeezed it hard. You men are indeed a group of animals that can only think on the lower body, of course, he is an exception. As he spoke, he turned his head to look at Chen Mu, his eyes full of longing. Hiss, take it easy. The man immediately jumped up, took a few steps back, and kept a distance from the woman. Seeing his own woman, but now looking at other men with adoring eyes, he felt very uncomfortable, and said bravely, Yes, that's right, I only know how to think with my lower body, but who was it that was so good that I called Dad just now? You'd better work hard to become stronger, otherwise, I can call you Father today, but I won't know who to call you tomorrow. Women know how to make good use of their own advantages in the last days to survive. Quote. The man remained silent. Hate yourself for not being a woman. On the other side, Chen Mu finally figured out what the bloodthirsty crow was plotting. They condensed and formed a giant bloodthirsty crow. Nearly 10,000 bloodthirsty crows are grouped together. If you don't look carefully, you may not be able to notice it. You will only think it is a huge giant. Call, call. As the wings flapped, the wind blew up. A stone the size of a basketball football was blown half a meter. The dust rolled up and flew around. Ah! The bloodthirsty crow opened its mouth wide, but the voice came from all over its body. It was not neat if it was neat, and it was not messy if it was messy. It was somewhere in between. Very strange. My God, they can be combined into one. The woman said in horror. I couldn't help feeling worried for Chen Mu. It would be a pity for such an outstanding man to die like this. People who really deserve to die live well. Thinking of this, he still didn't forget to glance sideways at the man. The man didn't notice at all, and the corners of his lips couldn't stop lifting. There is only one sentence in my mind that I want to send to Chen Mu, and the pen was struck by lightning. I think Chen Mu is in danger of facing a monster of that level. Running away now, maybe there is still a 0.1% chance of surviving. As everyone knows, Chen Mu has a 100% winning rate for own in his heart. Use the seeing eye skill to find out the crow's weakness. Joke. To deal with this kind of monster, do you still need to use the eye of seeing? Snapped. With a snap of the fingers, a row of fire faucets appeared, neatly arranged, a total of 6. The giant crow didn't know what he was about to face, so he waved his wings and charged. Burn it, Chen Mu ordered softly. Want him to yell like the hero in the movie or animation. Can't do it. After all, this emotion has not been mobilized. Purely crushing the game, where is the emotion? There is no fluctuation in the heart. In Chen Mu's eyes, this giant crow looked very intimidating, but in fact, it was similar to Han Shaoning. Not worth taking care of. The dragon's mouth opens. Boom, boom, ... The breath of the 6 dragon flames merged into one at the center and washed over the giant crow. Successfully killed the bloodthirsty crow. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Successfully killed the bloodthirsty crow. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Successfully killed the bloodthirsty crow. Congratulations to the host for getting 1 kill point. Then it can be seen that a large number of bloodthirsty crows were burned to charcoal, and the bird shape could not be distinguished at all, and large pieces were peeled off. The body of the giant crow is like a dike of 1,000 miles, and most of it is defeated in an instant. Ah, this. The man's mouth opened wide, his eyes widened, and he couldn't find words to describe his mood at this moment. To put it bluntly, it's complicated, extremely complicated. He is really strong. Could it be the owner of S-level skills? The woman did not hide her inner admiration for Chen Mu, it was all written on her face. At this moment, I was extremely excited. Can't help clamping his legs. For such a strong man, she would be willing even if she was asked to back down. Silly woman. Hearing and seeing women's performance, men just feel like laughing. S-class. Are you kidding me? This is definitely SSS level. But he didn't say a word. The reason is very simple. You have been trampled under by Chen Mu, and you have no power to resist, and you still take the initiative to grow others' ambitions and destroy your own prestige. Men can't imagine how cheap a person has to be to do such a thing. Especially when I see it, it's nothing more than a woman's excitement. Look down. This hand, quote. For Chen Mu, I can't express my envy. Why didn't I have such a good life, awakening SSS level skills? Did he save the galaxy in his previous life? Boom. The giant crow completely disappeared, and the huge pillar of fire shot straight into the sky and broke through the clouds. Congratulations to the host for completing the hidden mission. Defeat bloodthirsty crows and get reward bloodthirsty crow eggs x1. Another hidden mission. For others, whether they encountered a clown-killing group or a group of bloodthirsty crows, they would be unlucky, but Chen Mu felt that he was very lucky. Not only did he get tens of thousands of killing points, he also got an extra egg. Chen Mu opened the system backpack, found the bloodthirsty crow egg, and checked the details. I want to confirm whether this thing is used for hatching or for eating. After turning on automatic hatching, can I get a bloodthirsty crow with 100% loyalty 6 hours later? Without hesitation, click confirm hatching. Whether it is a mule or a horse, what ability it has, it will be hatched first. Handsome guy, I want to dedicate my heart and soul to you. Giving you a monkey will give me a chance, woo woo woo. Suddenly, a woman's voice broke the silence and came from a distance. Chen Mu couldn't help but feel ashamed, so crazy. The man was even more sweaty, and hurriedly covered the woman's mouth. He didn't expect her to be so crazy. It doesn't matter if the woman leaves or not, the man is worried that if he attracts Chen Mu's god of death, he will lose his life. You're crazy, the man said with a stare, unwilling to let go of the woman's mouth. After confirming that Chen Mu and the leader had all disappeared, he breathed a sigh of relief. The woman seized the opportunity, took his hand away, and snorted disdainfully, "What's wrong with trying to live? Besides, I did fall in love with him. It's not an exaggeration to describe it as love at first sight." Crazy. I'm too lazy to tell you, sleep. Cut. The woman ignored the man, came to the window, looked at the place where Chen Mu was last, and sighed again and again. What a pity, what a pity. After an unknown amount of time, a system prompt popped up in front of my eyes. Are the Heaven and Earth rankings going to be announced again? I don't know who will be on the list. Who is on the list has nothing to do with us, why do you care so much about that? The man turned around and complained. I am willing, can you control it? Seeing how disgusting you are, if you have the ability, you can also go to the list to see. The woman snorted disdainfully. He felt that if he had a chance, it would be better to quickly change his backer. This kind of strong-mouthed king couldn't be counted on at all. Don't be played by others for nothing at that time, and you have to lose your life. At this time, in the World Chat channel, there is also a lot of discussion about the Heaven and Earth rankings. I don't know if the one named Chen Mu can still occupy the first place in the double list today. It's definitely not possible. Yesterday was the first day. Everyone came in a hurry and didn't have time to adapt. Today is different. Everyone has almost adapted to the world of killing. I saw several big guys killing hundreds of zombies at a time. Yes, not to mention the existence of guilds, which increases the killing efficiency to a greater extent. In this way, the guy named Chen Mu is really lucky to get the first reward of the 2 rankings for nothing. While we were chatting, the land rankings were announced first starting from the 100th place. 100th place, Kasaka Xiaoyang, number of kills, 155. What the hell? The first one is the Sakura man. It must be too unlucky. Who says no? If you Daxia people are not convinced, you can work harder, maybe you can see our ass. Arguing was inevitable. The list is still being announced. 99th place, Zhao Chenyang, number of kills, 197. 98th place, Chester Montfort, kill count, 209. At present, it seems that there are quite a few people on the list from abroad. It has been announced to 58 people. In Daxia, there seem to be 6 people in total. Nonsense. Although Daxia has more than 1 billion people, how many foreigners are there besides Daxia? There are a lot of 6 people. This is true, you see, there are only 2 of Sakura. Normal, after all, our big summer is very safe, unlike the Hawks, who shoot every day, and people who have been exposed to guns and ammunition since childhood must adapt to it before us. Brothers, don't give up, let's come from behind. I feel that my marksmanship has improved significantly. In a blink of an eye, the top 10 list has been announced. The eye-catching level of the top 10 is by no means comparable in the future, which one is stronger and weaker can be seen here. 10th place, Ayano Kusakaki, number of kills, 1088. Ha, long live the big cherry blossoms. Our Sakura country is the strongest. 9th place, Marin, Mom, kills, 1288. 8th place, Aldous, Barber, kills, 2879. 7th place, Yuya Yuneda, kills, 2880. Seeing that there is another Sakura person on the list, the number of Sakura country speakers on the World Chat channel has increased significantly and I feel very proud. 6th place, Xu Junshang, kills, 3222. 5th place, Jin Jiwen, kills, 3546. Nice. The Xu family, the Jin family go to Oita, awesome. 666. The guy named Zhao Shanjun who just mocked us for not being able to enter the top 10 in Daxia. Why don't you talk? Come out and take 2 steps if you are not sick, brother. 4th place, Herman, Gunther, kills, 3677. When it was the turn of the first 3, everyone held their breaths, and their speaking speed slowed down a lot. They were all waiting for the announcement, and they were concentrating. How could they have time to type and speak? 3rd place, Ambrose, Beeler, kills, 3777. 2nd place, Larkin, Hawthorne, kills, 3985. Fortunately there is no little cherry blossom, otherwise it may become crazy. Hehe, are you there? Maybe the first place is our country of cherry blossoms. At present, the overall combat effectiveness of the Hawk faction is much stronger. Whatever, as long as the number 1 is not Sakura. Then came the moment when the much anticipated list was announced for the first time. 1st place, Chen Mu, kills, 23,998. Seeing this string of numbers, most of the chat channels stopped talking at first. After being stunned for a moment, a row of question marks swiped the screen. I am not wrong, right? 20,000, nearly 24,000. This is too scary, even if the first 2 is removed, there are more people than the second one. Sakura comes out to speak. Say, don't be dumb. This person named Chen Mu is really human. It's too strong. At the same time, the eyes returned to the men and women. The woman was extremely excited and said, it turns out that he is Chen Mu. That double list number 1. Quote. The man was speechless, being crushed to the point of embarrassment. He tried his best yesterday and only killed 12 monsters. This gap is like the distance between the sky and the earth, how can it be so easy to catch up? The man gave up. It is impossible to overtake in this life. Thinking about it this way, it relieved a lot. After that, it was the turn of the Tianbang. 1st place, Chen Mu. When the 1st place was announced, no one was surprised. There is nothing more reasonable than this. If the person who killed more than 20,000 zombie monsters is not the first, then who will be the one? Who is qualified to be? Do you want to receive rewards for being on the list? Receive. Successful collection. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Elite Difficulty Trial Card X1. Do you want to receive the reward for being on the top list? Receive. Successful collection. Congratulations to the host for getting a chance to draw a skill lottery. Seeing this lucky draw opportunity, Chen Mu smiled. Use it immediately without hesitation. Looking forward to drawing more powerful skills. It's okay to pull your hips, anyway, there is a system to cover yourself. This is the benefit of dual systems, one system pulls the hips, and the other system. In the skill lottery, successful draw. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the A-level skill, the head. Check the skill details. After acquiring this skill, Chen Mu can see the health bar of the opponent when facing zombies and monsters. As long as the blood volume is reduced to a certain level, the beheading effect can be triggered, instantly killing it. And can't be resisted. It can be said to be quite violent. Of course, the more violent ones are yet to come. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the A-level skill beheading, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level beheading. After checking, Chen Mu learned that the biggest difference between SSS class and a class is that the killing line has been raised. Increased to how much? 50%. It turned out to be 5%. In other words, for others, zombies and monsters are life. For Chen Mu, they only have half life. For a bonus skill, what more could Chen Mu ask for? What's more, it's still so strong. Chen Mu couldn't wait to try it out, how powerful this skill was. It just so happened that I got an Elite Difficulty Trial card from the Land Ranking Reward. Open the system backpack and find the Elite Difficulty Trial card. Call, take out. Standing on the roof, the wind is slightly noisy. Clamp the trial card with 2 fingers, shoot it out, and the familiar vortex door opens again. Walking into the whirlpool door and coming out again, even Chen Mu, who was mentally prepared, couldn't help but be shocked by the scene in front of him. He imagined many kinds of scenarios, but he didn't expect this one. It looks like a medieval castle. It is made up of large bluestone bricks. There is no glass on the semicircular windows, and wooden strips are woven into the shape of leaf veins. But compared to these, what people care about more is the mountain of gold coins in front of them. That's right, gold coins. At a glance, they are all gold coins, as well as gold artifacts buried in them, golden swords, crowns, gems, countless. Kick open the treasure chest, which is full of gold and silver jewelry. If this was the world before rebirth, Chen Mu would be overjoyed if he allowed himself to travel to such a place. With so many gold coins, if you bring them all back, you can become the richest man with ease, not to mention yourself, and you will be able to ensure that generations of people will have no worries about food and clothing. Strange, why didn't you see the zombie monster? Chen Mu looked puzzled. Could it be that it is read as a trial ground, but it is actually a reward level? But with so many gold coins, it's useless for Chen Mu to take them. Suddenly, Chen Mu sensed something was wrong. Originally, Chen Mu thought that the accumulation of gold coins was too high, so there would be a flow, which is normal. But gradually, he discovered that these gold coins seemed to intend to swallow him up. After submerging to the ankle, he was stuck, not wanting to break free. With a little force, you will feel pain. Although the edge of the gold coin is not sharp, it is still sharp. Chen Mu has reason to suspect that these gold coins are the monster itself. Snapped. Snap your fingers to summon a dragon head. He opened the dragon's mouth and breathed out the dragon's breath. Under the flames, the gold coins seemed to feel pain, and they retreated. Then it quickly condensed and formed a human form. They look similar to the water giants in appearance, except that one is made of water and the other is made of gold. There was a dazzling blue light in his eyes. In addition, if you insist, the gold coin giant does not wear a knight helmet. Roll out your hands towards the faucet. Ha ha ha. Countless gold coins hit the dragon's head like a tornado. Before the gold coin touched the faucet, it was melted into liquid and flowed down. With a wave of Chen Mu's hand, the dragon's head dissipated. Why not pursue the victory? The reason is simple, in this kind of space, melting a lot of gold coins is not good for Chen Mu himself. His body is not made of gold, so he is not afraid of fire. After not being attacked by the dragon's breath, the gold coin giant didn't intend to let Chen Mu go. He pointed his arms at Chen Mu, and a large number of gold coins poured out. Such a huge number, under pressure, can also crush people to death. This may be the way many people dream of dying. But it was definitely not what Chen Mu dreamed of. He immediately walked behind the giant gold coin, and sprinkled out a handful of fine powder in his hand. The poisonous mist instantly spread to the entire castle, however, it had no effect on these gold coins. The gold coin giant turned around quickly, and 2 golden tornadoes dashed against the wall, coming sideways. Everywhere it went, it was full of scratches. Chen Mu put on the armor of the earth, turned into a stone giant about the height of a gold coin giant, 5 or 6 meters tall, and blocked the golden tornado that merged into one strand with one hand. Take big steps, walk hard in the ocean of gold coins, and approach the giants of gold coins. After entering the attack range, he clenched his 5 fingers into a fist and slammed his fist on him. Crash! A big hole appeared in his body in an instant, but soon, it was rolled up by gold coins and filled up. On the other hand, the blood bar above its head still only dropped by less than 1%. That 1% was achieved by the initial breath of Longyan. As 5 elements the way of mutual generation and mutual restraint, only fire can restrain gold. Chen Mu turned and walked towards the wall. Even though the golden tornado attacked him, it couldn't cause any damage and remained motionless. He raised his fist and slammed it against the castle wall. Surprisingly, it was found that the wall could not be destroyed. It seems that the activity area is limited. Chen Mu concluded. Keep wearing the armor of the earth to play a defensive effect, and at the same time, start to condense flames on the top of the castle. 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters. Bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. Like a big water polo, it can be clearly seen that the flames are layered and surging in it. On the periphery of the flames, several flames form an outer ring, constantly rotating, weaving, and expanding the diameter of the fireball. Since gold can only defeat fire, Chen Mu chose to store up his ult and kill this guy in an instant. As long as the blood bar drops to 50%, the beheading effect can be triggered. In a blink of an eye, the top of the castle was completely turned into a sea of flames. Chen Mu dropped his hands. The flame suddenly lost control, like a tide or a waterfall, falling straight down. The momentum was terrifying and indescribable. The texture is like magma, washing over the gold coin giant and the gold coin mountain, engulfing them all, enveloping them, and melting them. Melt again. In a blink of an eye, the magma had already submerged to the waist of the gold coin giant. Chen Mu looked up and saw that the blood bars were falling at a speed visible to the naked eye. 99%, 92%, 87%. For some reason, when he could see the monster's health bar, Chen Mu felt that even if the gods descended, they would still be able to fight. 63%, 0.59%, 0.54%. At this time, the sea of fire submerged to the inconspicuous neck of the gold coin giant. Under its body, a large number of gold coins were melted into liquid, unable to help it recover its body. 52%, 51%, 50%. Boom. The gold coin giant collapsed and disintegrated in an instant. Everything returned to calm, and it was powerless to resist. All the gold coins were melted into liquid and mixed with the sea of fire released by Chen Mu. The color looked more like the setting sun than the setting sun outside the window. Successfully killed the gold coin giant. Congratulations to the host for clearing the elite trial land. Task rewards have been issued. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Dragon Slaying Holy Sword +1, Universal Gold Coin X 100,000, and Supplement Liquid X 5. Other things are not difficult to understand, but Chen Mu is a little puzzled by the multi-purpose gold coins. After clicking to view, it turns out that this gold coin can be used for any transaction, including replacing killing points and purchasing goods in the system mall, and the exchange ratio is 1:1. Otherwise, it would not be called Universal Gold Coin. But right now, besides the system mall, replacing the killing point, Chen Mu couldn't think of any other uses for this gold coin. The key killing point. He is not lacking, there are tens of thousands of useless. Forget it, keep it, it will be useful in the future. Chen Mu thought so. Afterwards, the door to the vortex opened. Chen Mu had no intention of staying in the castle for a long time, and there was nothing worth commemorating here, so he walked out wearing the armor of the earth. Who? Strange. Monster. Are you kidding me? I've never heard of monsters appearing in this way. Don't be dazed, kill it quickly. ... Quote. Chen Mu never expected that this time, the exit of the vortex gate would open in someone else's base camp. Seeing that one after another picked up and raised the gun body from the side, aiming at the muzzle of own black hole. Quote. It can only be said that this vortex gate really knows how to choose a place. Is it because I am afraid that I will be idle? Now explaining that he is a human is just a skill effect. Chen Mu doesn't think that the other party can understand it. A total of 4 people were surrounding the fire, and they could still see chicken wings threaded with iron skewers and ready to be roasted. One person pulled the trigger, which immediately pulled the thoughts of the other 3 back, and pulled the trigger at the same time. If you are not decisive at this time, the one who loses your life will definitely be yourself. Although the monster in front of me is huge in size, maybe its movement is very slow. In contrast, my own side is not completely without advantages. Boom, boom, smoke and dust surged. The second the young man was thinking this way, Chen Mu raised his fist, and smashed it down like a meteorite from the sky. Poochie. Wow. Blood burst out, splashing the other 3 people all over. Close your eyes tightly and open them slowly. The sense of touch on the face was raised to the limit at this moment, and one could even clearly feel the thick blood flowing down slowly. Quote. The movement of the hand stopped, and it would never have occurred to me that the seemingly bulky body of the stone giant in front of him was so fast that it was blurred. It's hard to see with the naked eye. They are already very focused. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for getting the F level hit rate increase, and automatically upgraded to the SSS level with every shot. The difference from the SSS level firearms all around is that the one-shot effect of this skill is not limited to firearms and weapons. There is no limit. Throw rocks, sling shots at flying daggers, hidden weapons, all with one shot. Spread out. Using skills, bullets won't work on this guy at all. The man seemed to be the captain of the team, the soul. As soon as he said this, the other 2 quickly stepped back. Choosing to throw away the gun in your hand instead of putting it back in the system backpack is a waste of time and brains. As long as you can survive, you can pick it up later. The gun will not run away with long legs. The man with glasses took out a long-handled grenade out of thin air, pulled out the fuse, billowing black smoke, and then threw it towards Chen Mu, circling in the air. Boom. The explosion was quite powerful, but to Chen Mu, it felt like a bit of a shock, right? If you don't feel it carefully, you may even ignore it. No way, it is an SSS level skill that combines both offense and defense. If it is broken by F/E level skills and passed on, wouldn't it be a joke? Unconvinced, the man with glasses took out another long-handled grenade, pulled out the fuse, and threw it. Boom. The effect was still negligible, and it was far from the power to cause a little scar on Chen Mu's feet. How could it be like this? The man with glasses slumped on the ground, propped his hands back, his legs were weak, and a sense of powerlessness swept over his body. He has never encountered such a terrifying monster. Don't give up, the captain said again. Thanks to the guy with glasses helping to delay the time, his skills have a longer swing before casting and cannot be interrupted. The formation map has been carved on the muddy ground with branches, with red light emitting from it. A rusty and mottled knight slowly emerges from it, holding a big sword, fully 2 meters high. Summoning skills. Chen Mu is quite interested in this. Kill it, the captain ordered. After receiving the order, the knight ran towards Chen Mu with a big sword in both hands, making a bang 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 bang, giving people a sense of déjà vu that it might fall apart at any moment. If you look closely, you will find that under the rust, there are a few less obvious cracks hidden. It's okay to deal with ordinary zombies, but it's okay to face slightly stronger elite monsters. Boom. The result will only be to be flattened by a punch. Turned into scrap copper and rotten iron. Sekel. The captain showed despair, stepped back step by step, did not pay attention to his feet, and was tripped to the ground. Chen Mu walked up to him, stretched out his hand, grabbed his head, and exerted force with 5 fingers. The sound of bone shattering was not obvious, blood squeezed out between the fingers, let go of the hand, and the corpse fell to the ground. The head is severely deformed, even more abstract than an abstract painting. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level Night Summoning skill, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Night Summoning. There is no longer a limit on the number of summons, and the summoned knights will no longer look like rusty scrap iron. Not only that, you can also choose the weapon type, such as shield, two-handed sword, battle axe, broadsword, war hammer, meteor hammer. After each knight is summoned, it can exist for 24 hours. After 24 hours, it will disappear automatically, and it can also be recovered actively. There were 2 last people left, and Chen Mu didn't intend to let them go. Living in peace in such a world is an illusion. A short period of peace doesn't mean anything. Once faced with life and death, huge benefits. Unrestrained animal nature will explode in an instant. Boom, boom. The 5 fingers clenched forcefully, digging out a big hole. Boom, boom. Then throw the crushed earth rock mixture ball towards the 2 of them. 100% hit perfect play effect. Under the tremendous force, the upper bodies of the 2 of them were instantly shattered, turning into a large bright red fan-shaped splash marks. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining F-level grenade generation skills, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level infinite high explosive chain mines. Before the upgrade, 3 long-handled grenades can be automatically generated every day. After the upgrade, the number is unlimited, the explosion range is high, and it can explode 3 times in a row. Wherever it goes, wherever it explodes, it is not too much to describe it as a humanoid bomber. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining F-level equipment basic enhancement skills, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level random equipment enhancements. Under the F-level skills, you can increase the rate of fire, accuracy, destructive power, etc. of guns and weapons, or increase the hardness and sharpness of daggers. And SSS level random equipment enhancement. Chen Mu picked up the rifle that fell on the ground and confirmed the strengthening. Strengthening. Strengthened successfully. Congratulations on getting the grenade launcher. There is no limit to the number of enhancements used, but the same object can only be enhanced once. Otherwise, if this infinite set of dolls goes on, it won't take long for Chen Mu to create an artifact that can destroy the world with one click. Even so, this system is still very perverted. Especially for already powerful weapons and equipment, the effect is even more terrifying. After confirming that there was no one around, Chen Mu withdrew the armor of the earth. Sit by the fire and grill the barbecue that the 4 of them didn't have time to enjoy. The flames crackled and danced, gradually changing the color of the bright red meat. Judging from the number of chairs, there should be 2 more people. The stone was carried over by someone, and the traces are obvious. At this time today, for Chen Mu, killing is enough. He wanted to enjoy this moment of peace more. And the place he was in was an abandoned basketball court surrounded by fences. Front, back, left, right, in all directions, the formation is automatically portrayed, a nearly 3-meter-high armored knight, holding a sword in both hands, the blade is straight down, standing in a free and easy posture, and slowly emerges from it. There are a total of 12 knights, separated by a few meters, guarding the fence of the basketball court with swords. Anyone, zombies, and monsters will immediately raise their swords and kill them if they approach. The chicken wings were grilled almost to the point of being charred on the outside and tender on the inside, but it lacked a bit of flavor. Only the taste of the chicken itself, salt, soy sauce, monosodium glutamate, nothing at all. But this kind of thing can't be bought in the system mall. Most of the food sold there is finished food, which can be eaten directly without secondary cooking. It is estimated that the designer did not expect that someone who is killing the world would be in the mood to barbecue in the open air. Tasteless to eat, but a pity to discard. He had no choice but to open the World Trading Center and pick up the grenade launcher that was strengthened from the rifle just beside him. This thing has no effect on him. In terms of power, it is far inferior to high-explosive serial mines. The damage of a high-explosive chain mine can instantly sink the entire basketball court by 1 or 2 meters from the ground. Grenade launcher, comes with 6 grenades, change some seasonings suitable for barbecue. As soon as the post was posted, 7 or 8 replies popped up immediately. Chen Mu. See you again, Chen Mu. Is it the number 1 on the double list? It must be. Can ordinary people take out the grenade launcher and exchange it for barbecue seasoning? Woo. Boss, wait for me. I'm not going to sleep. Go find it now. ... Chen Mu couldn't help frowning. These guys, don't they sleep at night? There are not a few people who hold their thighs, ask for support, and even show off their good figure and long legs. Chen Mu was not interested in these, so he just ignored them. Still waiting for the barbecue ingredients, eat well and sleep well. There are already many items refreshed on the right side of the screen in the form of a list. For example, tomato sauce, salad dressing, etc., not to mention the small quantity. Chen Mu always finds it a bit strange that these things are served with barbecue alone. Decided to be patient and wait. Fortunately, the weather is hot enough, so there is no need to worry that the chicken wings will cool down immediately. Put the baked ones aside and continue with the next batch. There are more than 30 sticks in total, which is enough for Chen Mu to fill his stomach. And next to the basketball court, there is an ingot-shaped mountain for viewing. They went out to a nearby supermarket to search for resources, and checked to see if they could find salt, soy sauce and other seasonings, but the duo who came back empty-handed felt something was wrong and stopped. My eyesight is poor, please help me see if there are a few people missing, and what are those by the wall? Kun Tu raised his hand and patted his companion on the shoulder. The man with glasses raised his hand and touched the glasses on the bridge of his nose with his middle finger. Old Lu and the others have suffered, we can't go back. It's a disaster. What's the problem? Kun Tu hurriedly turned his head, looked at the man with glasses, and asked. I haven't seen the guy sitting by the fire, and there are obvious signs of fighting on the ground, and the blood is spattered a meter or 2 away. Do you think, in this situation, do Lao Lu and the others have a chance to survive? The man with glasses also turned his head, met his eyes, and asked. Go and avenge Lao Lu and the others. Kun Tu considered himself a very loyal person, so this matter couldn't be ignored. I advise you to save yourself. The man with glasses raised his hand and put it on Kun Tu's chest. Don't you want to know what those things are by the wall? Iron Knights. There are 12 in total, not only newer than Xiaozhong's knights, but also taller. We are no match for Xiaozhong's tattered knight. These 12 enhanced knights, are you sure you can do it? ... Inch fell silent. Feeling that his body was no longer moving forward or backward, the man with glasses lowered his arms. Don't think about it, hurry up and slip away while there is still a chance. That guy has at least an S-level skill, or even higher. S rank. Hearing these 2 words, Kun Tu stopped talking, nodded, and hurried back the same way. I am extremely grateful to the man with glasses in my heart. If he hadn't stopped me, I guess I would have been hacked to pieces by those 12 Iron Knights with their swords. S-level skills really shouldn't be underestimated. ... 5 small bottles of white sesame, 3 small bottles of 5-spice powder, 3 small bottles of black pepper powder, 8 small bottles of barbecue seasoning, 5 small bottles of chili powder, 5 small bottles of salt and pepper powder, 5 small bottles of pepper powder. There are a total of 9 kinds of seasonings, which can be said to be quite rich, and the quantity is also not small, adding up to dozens of bottles. Chen Mu directly agreed to the deal. The transaction was successful. Grenade launcher 1, grenade 6. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 5 vials of white sesame, 3 vials of 5-spice powder, and 3 vials of black pepper. Chin Lu. While sprinkling barbecue sauce on the chicken wings, Chen Mu checked the trader's information. He always felt that the name looked familiar, as if he had seen it somewhere before. Wait. Chen Mu suddenly remembered that it seemed that this woman was the one who traded with him last time. Without thinking too much, I picked up a chicken wing that had been sprinkled with seasoning, and bit it down. The taste immediately improved and enriched several levels. Burnt oily skin, with white sesame seeds, various seasonings, one word, absolutely. The freshly baked chicken wings taste much better than the canned beef. The transaction partner Chin Lu sent you a private message, do you agree to accept it? Huh, didn't I block this function a long time ago? Chen Mu stopped the action of poking the meat from the chicken bone, and wondered. Don't block private messages. Once you open the World Trading Center, there are all kinds of hugging, begging for support, and taking in. Chen Mu really can't stand it. Simply turn off this function directly, out of sight and out of mind. Or is it that the trading partner is outside the rules? Chen Mu was quite curious about what the other party wanted from him, so he agreed. I still have something here, maybe you will be interested and want to continue trading with you. Do you still have guns and weapons? A table of contents is included. Semi-finished spicy crayfish x 10 bags. Canned seafood x 24 cans. Business authentic leather shoes plus retro suit. Not to mention, after looking it over, Chen Mu was interested in quite a few things. There is reason to believe that the other party has just ransacked a shopping mall that no one cares about. They are lucky and have gained a lot. At this time, Chen Mu noticed another item that aroused his curiosity. Solar rechargeable mobile RV. An RV. If you have this, you won't have to worry about being clean in the future, and you can sleep in a comfortable place. Chen Mu replied immediately. Yes, how much do you want? Chin Lu. The more the better. Chen Mu stood up and picked up the other 3 rifles that had fallen on the ground. He knew very well why Chin Lu came to him, because the weapons in the system mall were too ordinary. How could they compare to the super weapons he had strengthened with skills? As long as there is random equipment to strengthen this SSS skill, Chen Mu's priority as a weapon merchant will always be higher than that of the system mall. Strengthening. Strengthened successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the second explosion effect. Secondary explosion effect. Chen Mu studied it carefully. It turned out that any bullet fired from this gun, even the most common bullets, will cause secondary explosion damage as long as it hits. One bullet, double or even triple the effect. This is something that the guns and weapons in the system mall cannot do. Put it aside for the time being and pick up another rifle. Continue to strengthen. Strengthening. Strengthened successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the burning effect. As the literal meaning describes, after the bullet hits the target, it will burn and cause continuous damage. Put it aside first. Then, the last gun. Strengthening. Strengthened successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the bullet tracking effect. The bullets fired by this gun have a certain tracking effect, but not 100%, and the range is limited. For example, if the distance from the target is offset by 30 centimeters, it will be automatically corrected. For ordinary players, the enhancement effect of any of these 3 guns is equivalent to F or even E level skills. But for Chen Mu, it is just a beautiful waste that can be put in a backpack and eat ashes, and it is far less cost-effective than an RV. Isn't it more convenient to release skills directly? The rifle doesn't explode like Vulcan Gatling, and it has a hearty sense of output. On the other side, Chin Lu, who hadn't waited for Chen Mu's reply for a long time, stared at the virtual screen with her fingers clenched into fists, very nervous and apprehensive. Is my attitude not good enough? Why is there no news all of a sudden? The second she was thinking this, a list of folded items suddenly popped up on the screen. Rather than caring about the items on the list, Chin Lu immediately put his hands on his chest and breathed a sigh of relief. Then clicked to expand the list. It looks like an ordinary weapon on the outside. Select View Details. Immediately, her beautiful eyes widened, and she felt unbelievable. Secondary explosion. Burning damage. And bullet tracking. This obviously exceeded her expectations. Every one of them is enough to match F level or even E level skills. Who is this person? Sacred. Chin Lu has seen the top rankings and knows that Chen Mu has occupied the top spot for 2 consecutive days, and with an extremely terrifying number of kills. It is clear that he is very strong and powerful, but he never expected that he would be rich enough to take out this level of weapons and exchange resources. Chin Lu couldn't imagine what it would be like in Chen Mu's backpack. Weakness limited her imagination. Chen Mu. How? Chin Lu. Very good. Please post over there. After Chen Mu replied that there is no problem, open the World Trade Center, edit the content, and confirm the sending. The comment area is still enthusiastic. Front row capture boss. The bullet exploded twice. Hit with burning damage. Bullet tracking. I feel that these guns are more powerful than my skills. Be confident, get rid of the feeling. Big boss is indeed a big boss, he casually takes out unnecessary things, which make me look up to you. This time, before everyone had time to reply, they blew rainbow farts on Chen Mu. I received a reminder that the transaction is successful. the reply function of the post has been closed, and the wait will be lowered after half a minute, and it will be set to a private state, which can only be viewed by both parties to the transaction. Looking at the nearly 6-meter-long caravan in front of me, there are also a lot of items displayed on the virtual panel. Chen Yu didn't expect that Chen Lu would put everything on the trading list. At first, Chen Yu only aimed at this RV. After turning off the system, Chen Yu couldn't wait to open the car door and enter the interior. 2 words: clean, kitchen, bathroom, shower room, bedroom. Although the Sparrow is small, it has all internal organs. Lying on the bed, it was still Simmons. The whole person relaxed. The closed eyes suddenly opened, sat up. Chen Yu suddenly remembered something, and muttered to himself, random equipment enhancement should not only be limited to firearms and weapons. RVs are also considered equipment. He wasn't sure about that. No matter how much you think about it, it is better to try it yourself. Do you want to upgrade and strengthen the RV? Really, Abel? Chen Mu's face was full of surprise. Of course it is strengthened. Strengthened successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining an off-road RV with military-grade materials. Quickly wave your hand and erase the system panel, so as not to hinder yourself from watching the giant in front of you. The black base is matched with the army green body, square and square. It looks like a fortress, full of defense. The steel plate is very thick, ordinary pistol and rifle bullets cannot penetrate at all, and the window glass is also 5-star bulletproof. It looks more like a truck and has 8 wheels. On the lifting frame behind the rear of the car, there is actually a black motorcycle mounted on it. It has sharp edges and corners, is very cool, and is suitable for short distance movement. The total length is almost 12 meters, the width is 3 meters, and the height is 4 meters. Separate bedroom, sofa area in the living room, adjustable table. The most important thing is that there is a second floor, and the roof can be folded away. With air conditioning, rainwater collector plus automatic water filtration system, efficient thermal charging. The overall use of a large number of wood and metal colors looks very advanced. The whole also gives people a sense of comfort and a homely atmosphere. It is far from what the previous small car can compare with. Chen Yu felt that it was worth the money for the 3 guns that were strengthened at will. He took off his shoes and lay on the double bed, feeling the softness under his body. Chen Yu didn't forget to turn on the air conditioner, and a chill came over him. At this moment, he didn't want to think about anything. He had enough food and drink, and it was time for him to sleep and rest. Tomorrow morning, the world will definitely change again. Fang wants to play himself to death. How can he do it if he doesn't replenish his physical strength? There is no need to worry about whether the air conditioner will waste electricity all the time. Thermal energy. Chen Yu is not short of that little flame. I also confirmed with the system that as long as there is enough heat, the conversion system of the RV will operate and store electrical energy. Equivalent to Chen Yu itself, it is the infinite energy for walking. Dreaming is fast. However, not long after he fell asleep, a group of people appeared near the basketball court. Great RV. There will definitely be no shortage of food in it. If we can take this thing down, we will be prosperous. Dare to sleep with the light on at night. It looks like he has never experienced the beatings of the society. Let us teach him how to survive. Wait, pay attention to those tall black figures beside the car. Human. Impossible. How can a human being be so huge? The caravan is lit with burnt yellow and weak light, and the light source is relatively far away, so it is difficult to see the whole picture of the night. Little monkey, take a flashlight and take a good look at those things. The leader of the team, a man named Zhou Chaowei, ordered a thin boy. Oh, the boy agreed reluctantly. Holding a flickering flashlight that is almost out of power, approach the past and act as a scout. When it was 2 or 3 meters away from the iron mesh fence, the little monkey stopped and slowly raised the flashlight, which happened to shine on the knight's helmet. The T-shaped window with closed eyes was pitch black, and he couldn't see anything clearly. Combined with the surrounding atmosphere, he was quite frightened. Taking a few steps back, he didn't notice a raised stone under his feet, staggered, and fell to the ground. Just as he was about to yell, he quickly raised his hands and covered his mouth. At any rate, he has survived in the world of killing until now, so he still has this experience. Cold sweat flowed wildly, and his pupils trembled. He wanted to get up, but found that he was quite powerless. He had no choice but to use his hands and push his legs at the same time, stepping back a little bit. After dozens of steps, it took 7 or 8 minutes to get back to Zhou Chaowei and the others. What's wrong? What did you see? Several people helped the little monkey up from the ground. The light from the flashlight was too weak. They stood in the distance and could only vaguely see a little outline. It looks like a person, but they insist that it is impossible for such a tall person to exist. Moreover, if it is really a person, the little monkey is so close, why doesn't it attack? Knight, Iron Knight, he's holding such a big sword. Let's leave quickly. The little monkey looked at Zhou Chaowei with begging eyes. He was still young, and he still had a bright future. In short, he didn't want to die. Knight, hearing these words, Zhou Chaowei crossed his arms and propped his chin, thoughtfully. Looking at the caravan again, he suddenly raised his hand, and smashed his right fist on the palm of his left hand. His eyes lit up, and he suddenly realized, I understand. Boss, what do you understand? Someone asked. This is actually a test. As long as we can pass the test, we can get that car as a reward. Zhou Chaowei expressed his own opinion. If he wants to take down this RV, he can't do it alone, and he has to rely on these people around him. Is it equivalent to a copy of the game? But we only need so many people, can we do it? If you don't try it, how will you know? Besides, don't forget, among the 5 of us, we have 2 E-level skills and 3 F-level skills. We haven't traveled for a few days, and we belong to the novice stage. No matter how strong the monster is, how strong can it be? It is enough. Zhou Chaowei analyzed with reason. Seeing a few people with ugly faces, they were still hesitating. Zhou Chaowei strikes while the iron is hot. With this caravan, we will no longer need to sleep in the open air, sleep on a bed, sleep on a sofa, and blow on the air conditioner. It may be so comfortable. In a word, do it, or don't do it, don't do it and leave, take this news and sell it to those powerful guilds, maybe you can exchange some food and water. Do it. In the team, another E-level skill owner decided to give it a try, maybe a bicycle could really turn into a motorcycle. All join too. Agree. The 2 E-level skills have already talked about this, so they naturally have no reason to back down. Quote. After feeling that everyone turned their heads and looked at Own, the little monkey could only sigh and nodded in agreement. A group of people got ready and took out their guns and weapons. Zhou Chaowei was at the forefront. His skill was E-level Iron Man. After using the skill, the skin on his upper body turned into steel, and his defense power was greatly increased. He could even block bullets. In the team, he has always acted as a meat shield, attracting hatred. 10 meters, 9 meters, 8 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters. Several people approached slowly, and the distance narrowed a little. Finally, within 1 meter. Looking up, the visual shock brought by the tall Iron Knight made their hearts beat faster instantly. 2 meters. Boom. Under the knight's helmet, a red light suddenly lit up, floating horizontally from the helmet like a flame. Immediately, the big sword inserted in front of him moved. Not good. Hurry up. Zhou Chaowei was about to order everyone to evacuate to a safe area first and carry out remote output. Unexpectedly, the knight moved quickly, and cut off the other 3 people in front of the little monkey and another F-level skill owner with a sword. Zhou Chaowei's Iron Man skills, in front of the 2-handed sword, are like hot knives and iron cheese, and there is no resistance. Blood spattered both of them. Without further ado, just run away. The Iron Knight raised his foot, stepped on the iron fence with ease, raised his sword, and shot it like a javelin. Boom! Break the wind and raise dust. Poochie. Ah! The little monkey looked sideways and saw clearly that his companion's chest was instantly pierced by the big sword, nailed obliquely to the ground, and his feet were suspended in the air. In less than half a second, he died. Not daring to be distracted anymore, he withdrew his thoughts, scrambled, and quickly fled into the grove. Without stopping for a moment, there is only one thought left in my mind: escape. Get as far away as possible. Otherwise, you will die. The Iron Knight walked to the big sword, held the hilt, and pulled out the blade that had penetrated more than half of the ground. With a flick, the corpse fell off the blade and flew 7 or 8 meters away. Then, the Iron Knight returned to the original position, put the sword in both hands, and continued to be responsible for guarding Chen Mu's safety. But Chen Mu was completely unaware of all this and slept soundly. On the one hand, it was because he slept well, and on the other hand, the sound insulation effect of this RV was good. Crisis sensing. No kidding, that group of people is far from qualified to meet the trigger. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Iron Man, which automatically upgrades to SSS level liquid metallization. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Trap Placement and automatically upgrading to an SSS level Trap Master. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level Slow Vision skill, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Slow Vision. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining F-level skill Connection Damage, which is automatically upgraded to SSS level Connection Damage. Not to mention discovering their existence, Chen Mu didn't even know about it, and he got 4 more SSS skills. Other players probably never imagined in their dreams that it was such an easy task to obtain the SSS rank. Who? Ha, ha, ha. The other side. How far? The little monkey didn't know. All he knew was that On's chest was about to explode, he couldn't breathe, and he was extremely short. Holding his chest with one hand and the tree body with the other, he slowly bent his knees and knelt on the ground. After calming down a little, he turned his head and looked to confirm that there were no pursuers, and the heart hanging in his throat finally eased a lot. The shock that the knight's 2 swords brought to his soul was not a lot. You know, that's just one knight, and a dozen others haven't moved yet. Recalling Zhou Chaowei's confident and eloquent face when he faced them, the little monkey couldn't help showing a helpless smile. I really don't know who gave you the confidence. Fortunately, I had a heart and stood near the back, otherwise, at this moment, I might have died tragically under the sword of the knight just like the dead man. Looking back now, I still feel scared and full of aftertaste. Sit on the ground against the trunk of the tree and continue to rest. His legs were as heavy as lead, and he really couldn't escape. Thinking about just sleeping here. Suddenly, he recalled a sentence Zhou Chaowei said before his death. Don't leave, take this news and sell it to those powerful guilds, maybe you can exchange some food and water. Now, only the little monkey was left in the whole team, and all the food resources were controlled by Zhou Chaowei. He only had half a compressed biscuit and a bottle of water left on him, and nothing else. If he doesn't find a backer as soon as possible, it is absolutely impossible for him to survive under such extreme conditions. Thinking, if I sell this news to those powerful guilds, even if I only have F rank, I should be able to join them and seek protection. Even if you can't join, it's not bad to get a little food. Thinking of this, the little monkey immediately summoned the virtual panel, entered the guild page, and chose to inquire about nearby guilds. Number 1 is a guild called the Vulture. The guild function has only been opened not long ago, and they have expanded to nearly 100 people. Right now, they must be in need of resources and manpower to improve their strength and stabilize their position. My appearance is equivalent to timely rain. So quickly apply to join the guild. 1 kilometer away. Dan, the president who occupies an abandoned school, is the base camp of the guild. Addis, seeing that the owner of the F-level skill, also wanted to join the own guild, and he was a Daxia person, so he immediately refused. Unexpectedly, the other party sent another application in the next second. When Audis still wanted to refuse, he suddenly stopped and hung in midair. This time, there is an additional message. Please don't refuse, I have a very important resource message that I can disclose to you. Resource news. In Addis' perception, Daxia people are cunning, but he is willing to give this guy a chance. Through the chat, Addis learned about the RV and the Cavaliers. Can 1 sword kill 2 E-level knights, plus 1 F-level knight? And there are more than 1. Knowing all this, Addiston became interested. He is very sure that the caravan is definitely not the only reward. 12 Iron Knights with such strength can be in charge of guarding it. If they pass the level, the reward will definitely not be small. If you can grasp it, the own Vulture Guild will definitely be the number 1 in the region. Thinking of this, I immediately asked someone to wake up those guild members who were still asleep. There was an urgent task. In front of him, there were more than 50 people, and the rest were responsible for searching for food resources and spawning monsters outside. Addis thinks this is enough. He has C-level skills, plus several D-level skills, and more than a dozen E-level skills, plus dozens of F-level skill owners. With such a battle, what copy can't be taken down? Immediately set off and drive there according to the coordinates given by the little monkey. On the side of the little monkey, he mustered up his courage again and went back to the basketball court, keeping a certain distance and not daring to get too close. Just wait for the large guild troops to arrive. 7 or 8 minutes later, the team arrived and stopped in front of the basketball court. President, you are here. Seeing so many people, the little monkey felt relieved, quickly stood up from behind the bushes, and ran over. Song Shanshan. Addis confirmed the identity of the little monkey. Yes, I am Song Shanshan, the one who provides you with information. Song Shanshan nodded. He can understand Addis's words, and the system will automatically translate them to ensure smooth communication. Looking around, the people who kept getting out of the car suddenly felt a little uneasy. Why are they all white-skinned, not a single person from Daxia? Addis turned to look in the direction of the basketball court, his eyes widened. That RV hit his fetish right away. So handsome, so domineering. Vow to win no matter what. How much do you know about the situation over there? Addis asked again. All the news I know, I have already told you, President, in the chat channel. Song Shanshan replied. Well, then you. There was a sudden pause. Addis stretched out his strong and thick arms, and pinched Song Shanshan's neck with 5 fingers. It's useless. It was also at this moment that Song Shanshan understood that what is meant by a non-me race, her heart must be different. But despite his thin body, how could he resist Addis's burly figure as strong as a standing black bear? Fight. Song Shanshan knew that begging for mercy was useless, so she stretched out her hand and pulled out the dagger from behind, intending to stab Addis. 1 life for 1 life. Snapped. However, the wrist was easily grabbed by Addis. With a click, it was twisted off. Ah! Screamed. Click, click, click. After that, Addis twisted Song Shanshan's other hand and 2 legs like tossing a chicken. Grabbing his legs again, he threw all his strength towards one of the Iron Knights with bloody blades. Red eyes light up. Cut it in half with 1 sword. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level dodge skill, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level full level dodge. Ha ha ha, boss, you are too cruel to him, aren't you? A black man teased. A mere Daxia person is not qualified to join us. Addis's eyes were full of contempt. Everyone get ready, take down those trash who only dare to hide in the scrap iron. Glory belongs to us vultures. Addis hit his fist with his palm, tilted his neck, and made a crackling sound. Oh, everyone seemed to be drugged, extremely excited, raised their arms and shouted, and responded. Everyone is scattered, a group of 5 or 6 people, each group is responsible for dealing with an Iron Knight. This guy, can he really kill 2 E ranks and 1 F rank with 1 sword? Why don't I believe it so much? That guy is from the Great Shah, and his companions must also be from the Great Shah. No matter how good the skills are given to them, it is impossible for them to be effective. That's right. Hey, the president really shouldn't have killed him so quickly. Give him a sigh of relief, let him see the gap between us and us. Okay, the knight has moved. I'll go up and take charge of attracting hatred and resisting damage. Find a chance to deal with it. As he said that, one of them summoned a huge steel shield higher than himself, raised his arms, his muscles bulged, and approached the Iron Knight. The red eyes lit up, floating like silk. 1-handed giant sword, straight, cut down with 1 sword. Wow, raise the wind. Under the moonlight, the blade exudes a sharp and cold light. Seeing that sword blade, the person holding the shield still felt guilty. However, his shield could block even Gatling. How could a mere iron sword not be able to block it? No reason. Confidently took it out. 10 fingers clenched the armrest of the giant shield. I have already imagined in my mind, the moment the iron sword hits the shield, I will bounce it back with all my strength. Then go all out and knock the Iron Knight to the ground. In this way, the chances of winning will be higher. Just the next second, when the blade touched the shield, the man's expression froze. A word popped up unconsciously in my mind, cut iron like mud. The shield that he was proud of was easily cut open by the blade like mud. Run. Just having an idea, let go of the shield with both hands. Boom. Poochie. The sword of the knight has been cut off. Several companions stopped in their tracks, and clearly saw the man kneeling on the ground, then split in two from head to crotch, and was pierced by a big sword. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level giant shield, which is automatically upgraded to an SSS level anti-injury shield. The footsteps of several people who were about to rush forward, before they landed in the future, they were taken back directly, and they froze in place, neither advancing nor retreating. This is not the first time they have worked together. They are well aware of how high the defensive power of the man's giant shield is. No matter what, this sword cuts iron like mud, isn't it too exaggerated? What about seeing it with your own eyes? Seeing it with your own eyes is still unbelievable. At the same time, on the other side, screams continued to be heard one after another. Looking at it, there are countless people who have been cut in half vertically, obliquely, or horizontally, and their bodies have been separated. No matter what skill level it is, it's an instant kill with one strike. What's more, it was too late to react, and was shrouded in fear. Before this, no one thought that the reaction of this lump of iron, the speed of swinging the sword, could be so fast. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Breaking Wind Slash, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Tornado Slash. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level skill to Absorb the Leash, and automatically upgrade to the SSS level Chain of Devouring. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Fire Resistance Increase, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Fire Attribute Immunity. Comparing the bloody and horror outside the RV, Chen Mu inside the RV, still sleeping soundly, turned over and pressed his face. Everyone, retreat and distance yourself. Addis, no matter how slow he was, could sense at this moment that the situation was not good. These Iron Knights are far from as simple as I imagined. Even if he has AC level skill, it is not easy to deal with the Iron Knight. 5 or 6 people form a group, and it is impossible to eliminate 12 Iron Knights at the same time. It is wise to work together to find a breakthrough. Poochie. However, the sword in the Iron Knight's hand will not give them a reaction, thinking time. Several people were still immersed in the shock of the strongest person in the team being killed by a sword in the last second. When he came back to his senses, he realized that the red glow in the Iron Knight's eyes was even stronger, and the bloody silver blade was extremely dazzling under the moonlight. So close. A few people are equivalent to leeks, and the scythe wielded can complete the harvest in an instant. But unlike leeks can grow back after being cut. They don't have that gene. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Flying Pounds, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level 10-fold crit Flying Pounds. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level skill Hatred Attraction, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Full Image Monster Absorption. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Murderous Aura, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Killing Awe. Seeing that the number of casualties is increasing. What's more terrible is that the Iron Knights actually knew how to cooperate with each other, attacking back and forth, so that the group of people were beheaded with a sword in helplessness and fear. Addis was angry, gritted his teeth, and clucked, "If the tiger doesn't show its power, do you think I'm a sick cat?" Exercising the skill, a black bear puppet with its limbs and head suspended by thin threads emerged from the formation in front of it. This is Addis' skill, Dead Body Manipulation. And this black bear is the corpse that was picked up and killed by other players before. He can only control one puppet at a time, and the size of the upgraded black bear is already the maximum limit. Compared to the Iron Knight, he was a little shorter by a head, but he looked stronger. He raised his arms horizontally, with thin threads intertwined between his fingers that only he could see, like playing a piano, moving up and down constantly, manipulating the upgraded black bear to attack the Iron Knight. Like a superb puppeteer master, the actions of the upgraded black bear seemed to be smooth, without any lag. Boom. One head rested on the belly of the Iron Knight, who was about to slash the guild members with a sword again. Bang bang bang. With heavy steps, the Iron Knight held his sword high and was pushed back 3 or 4 steps. Is it only for this kind of thing under full force impact? At this point, Audis could only bite the bullet, manipulate the upgraded black bear, move his 4 legs, and rushed towards the Iron Knight who had just stabilized his body. When he was about to get close, he suddenly stood up with his huge body, swung the bare paw with its sharp claws, and hit heavily on the protruding breastplate of the Iron Knight. Sparks are coming. In the dark, especially eye-catching. What? Addis was completely stunned. Such a powerful blow did not even leave a single bit of damage. What the hell does this guy do? I still want to operate, but the line connected to the upgraded Black Bear is disconnected at this time. The person fell backwards and fell to the ground. Put your hands on the ground and straighten your waist. Boom. It can be clearly seen that the Iron Knight stepped on the belly of the upgraded Black Bear with one foot, and at the same time held the sword in both hands, and inserted it hard into the heart. Coochie. Blood-stained armor. Pulling out the sword with one hand, he kicked the corpse of the upgraded Black Bear more than 10 meters away. The Iron Knight was bloody and continued to walk towards Addis. Seeing this, Addis quickly flicked his arm, flung out the silk thread, entangled it, and got into the corpse of his dead subordinate, allowing him to regain his vitality, like a marionette. Get in front of yourself. Only half of the body was left, and it was cut into pieces by the Iron Knight again with the sword. The thread crumbles again. Don't. Audis kept kicking the ground with his feet, cooperated with his hands, and stepped back to create a distance. When I saw people around me running away, my mentality collapsed, and I shouted, "Hey! Come back. Don't run away. This is an order." Looking back, he saw that the Iron Knight was already holding up his great sword, and the blade of the sword blocked half of the silver moon. Addis still wanted to control the corpse to block the knife, but saw a system prompt popping up in front of him. Skill is cooling down, cooling time remaining, 3 minutes. Help, I don't want to. Boom. A sword smashed down, splitting the 2 halves. The Iron Knight does not know what kindness is. Their mission here is to protect Shenmue and prevent the enemy from advancing half step. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the C-level skill Dead Body Control, automatically upgraded to an SSS level marionette. And those who thought they were safe if they escaped within 10 meters. Turning around to confirm it, I saw that the big sword shot straight at it like an arrow off the string. Pierced through the body, nailed obliquely to the ground, blood gushed down the blade like a spring, blended into the ground, and dyed the brown soil. The body fell slowly. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level skill attack speed bonus, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level unlimited attack speed enhancement. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level skill charge, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level brutal charge. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill shield and automatically upgrading to an SSS level sword array. Pulling out their swords, the Iron Knights moved in unison, throwing blood not very cleanly, and the remaining swords returned to their original positions. Insert the tip of the sword into the ground, fold your palms together, make a fist, and continue guarding. The red light in the eyes dissipated. In a blink of an eye, the red sun is rising, and the sky is white. Shenmue just woke up, opened his eyes in a daze, and closed them again, not quite used to the strong light coming in from the window. Sitting up, holding his neck with his hands, he twisted and twisted. This sleep is, well, comfortable. He opened his eyes and slowly focused his sight. And then saw. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Iron Man, which automatically upgrades to SSS level liquid metallization. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the E-level skill Trap Placement and automatically upgrading to an SSS level Trap Master. Successful kill. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the F-level Slow Vision skill, which will automatically upgrade to SSS level Slow Vision. Shenmue wondered if there were any bugs in the system. Why did I wake up with dozens of SSS skills? The system can't be so kind, giving away dozens of skills every day, right? They are all SSS grade. If you really want to have this setting, do you need to wait until today? After turning off the system panel, Shenmue got up, put on his shoes, and opened the car door. He was deeply surprised by the mess in front of him and the corpses everywhere. Looking at those Iron Knights whose blood had already dried up on their swords, they instantly understood what happened last night. I didn't expect that the 12 Iron Knights who were randomly set up would gain so much. Not to mention all kinds of food, water resources, weapons and ammunition. The killing points after killing are as high as several thousand. God treats me really kindly. People come rushing to give benefits even when I'm sleeping. At a glance, most of them are white-skinned foreigners. Okay, your mission has been successfully completed, go back and rest. Chen Mu said. The formation was redrawn, and all the Iron Knights remained motionless, maintaining their original postures, and sank into the ground. Boom boom boom. Chen Mu didn't stay on the basketball too much. He came to the driving seat, started the RV, and rushed out of the basketball court. In such a place full of corpses, no matter how strong Chen Mu's psychological endurance is, eating breakfast is still too exciting. Although the road conditions are not good, there are falling rocks and cracks everywhere. However, under the skills of an SSS-level driving master, Chen Mu handled it with ease. 10 minutes later, I parked the car in a dilapidated government building square. The place is very open, so I can pay attention to the surrounding environment at any time without worrying about being attacked secretly by monsters. By the way, use the sun to store more electricity. Since you can rely on God to eat, why do it yourself? Going to the kitchen and turning on the microwave, Chen Mu found the spicy crayfish he bought from Chin Lu yesterday, poured them into a bowl, and put them into heat regularly. 2 or 3 minutes later, there was a ding sound, indicating that the heating was complete. Take it out and put it on the table. There is no need to peel off the shell, the manufacturer has already peeled off the shell intimately. He took out 2 pieces of bread, put the crayfish on them, clamped them tightly, and took a bite. The tender and spicy lobster meat, paired with soft and hard bread, is perfect for breakfast. After a few mouthfuls, I have another bottle of high-fat milk. I just feel that life is very beautiful. New features have been activated. Do you want to check? There's a new function. Are you so diligent? Chen Mu threw the garbage out of the window. There's no need to put it in the room to breed insects. At the same time, confirm to check, and want to know what new functions have been updated in the system. The Tower of Trials. It shouldn't have anything to do with the trial ground opened by the trial card, right? Chen Mu was unsure. After some understanding, you can probably know that the number of floors of this trial tower is unknown, and it needs players to attack layer by layer. You can choose a team strategy or a solo strategy. Raiders will be rewarded, and the first person to do so, or the one who does so at the fastest speed, can also get additional rewards. For Chen Mu, it is a good function, at least there is no need to find monsters everywhere, and it can be accessed directly with one click. What is currently displayed on the screen is only the 10th floor, and the higher places are shrouded in thick fog, making it difficult to see clearly. The appearance of this tower looks like asphalt that has melted and then solidified again, with complex patterns and flowing stripes. The daily task will be released in 3 minutes, all players please get ready. Chen Mu has long been used to this and does not feel it suddenly. Subconsciously think that this task is likely to be related to the Tower of Trials. 3 minutes, fleeting. Daily missions have been released. This task is a team strategy task, do you want to claim it? Team task. Chen Mu clicked on the details. After checking, I learned that to receive this task, the team must have more than 3 people. Teams can be self-built or random. After receiving the task, it will be sent to the first floor of the Tower of Trials within 10 minutes. If there is one more reward, Chen Mu has no reason not to. Select the random team function. Otherwise, what else can I do? There is no other choice by my side. Chen Mu would be quite willing to team up with the Iron Knight, but the system would definitely not agree. It's good to form a team, maybe there is a chance to gain a few SSS level skills. Forming a team. Successful team formation. Including Chen Mu, there are 6 people in total. Be assigned to the team channel. Not only Chen Mu, but also 2 other people chose to remain anonymous. In addition, only 3 people announced the basic information, name, gender. 2 men and 1 woman named Zhao Qifa, Wang Senline and Du Yueyu. Du Yueyu, come on everyone. No one spoke anymore, and the atmosphere was indescribably awkward. The team has formed and is in the Tower of Teleportation trial. Successful transmission. In the blink of an eye, Chen Mu and his party have appeared at the entrance of the first floor of the Tower of Trials. Much bigger than what you see on the virtual panel. It is 7 or 8 meters away, and the range at a glance is full. When you look up, you can't see the top, and the black mist is filled. Among the 6 people, 4 men and 2 women. To be honest, Chen Mu is more worried about his absence than worrying about these teammates. Will there be any problems with the RV? I didn't have time to send the Iron Knight to take care of it just now. In this regard, the system's reply is, host, please rest assured, during the period of conquering the Tower of Trials, all your equipment that exists in the real world will be hidden and invisible. Seeing this sentence, Chen Mu was relieved. Well, what are we going to do next? Decide who is the captain. Du Yuyu stood up, trying to ease the atmosphere. It's okay for the one with the highest ability to be the captain. Zhao Qifa followed suit. Let me introduce myself. My name is Zhao Qifa, and I have E-level skills. Wang Senline, E-level skill. Well, my name is Du Yuyu, and I have an F-level healing skill. Only F grade. Zhao Qifa's eyes were full of contempt. It's not up to me to decide. Du Yuyu smiled wryly. Where are you 3? Zhao Qifa glanced at Chen Mu and the other 2 anonymous people. Class F. I'm in F rank 2. The 2 anonymous people replied. But in Chen Mu's view, they are probably lying. There is a high probability that in order to hide the strength, keep one hand in case of accidents. In this regard, Chen Mu is not good to express any opinion. After all, he also thinks the same way. There is no need to reveal too much when dealing with a group of strangers. He said with a smile, F grade. It seems that the captain has to be separated from the 2 of us. Zhao Qifa looked at Wang Senline with a slightly aggressive gaze. Wang Senline raised his hand, stood in front of him, and smiled wryly. No, you can be the captain, I abstain. Zhao Qifa snorted softly, as if to say, you are wise. Then he began to fulfill the captain's rights, raised his hand, and ordered, don't waste time, hurry up and complete the task. Then go back to your home. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.